Let's just talk about AI now. Let's just talk about it right now
Okay.
because
I'm scared of AI.
I'm very scared of AI. But listen, this is when I first got really scared of AI. So I had read an article. No, I was watching Clownfish TV. Shout out to Clownfish TV. They give me like the scoop on entertainment and stuff. And apparently, do you know DeviantArt?
Yeah.
So DeviantArt is a website for those that don't know that you can post your artwork. You can post your drawings. You can post your whatever. And,
Mostly for making cartoon characters with tits.
and having sex with each other. There's a lot of bronies on there. You're saying?
Yeah, I think that's why it's called like deviant art.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like,
true.
The main thing
yeah.
is like taking like recognizable characters and like making them
And doing
pornographic.
sexual things with them.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's like the main thing.
So I had saw that they had this AI art feature, where AI art is where you put in some prompts like I want to see Killer Mickey Mouse in space. You write that into the AI, and then it creates an amalgamation of artwork, and then it makes a new piece of art. But when you say an amalgamation of artwork, that would mean that it's taking other pieces of artwork and creating something new. Now, Clay, you're a smart guy. Where do you think this artwork is coming from that it's poaching from?
Probably Google Images.
Well, correct.
Real artists.
Yeah, and from DeviantArt, it would be from the people who are posting. So from everybody if let's say you've been posting on DeviantArt for 10 years, everything you've posted is going to get poached for the AI artwork, for that piece of artwork.
So
it's going to
scan.
scan.
If somebody types into the AI art thing, like Ariel from Little Mermaid with a big dick.
Yeah, you're very stuck on this.
And then some guy's been like drawing this for like 10 years. He's like, no, that's my Ariel.
Yeah, like somebody be like,
that's
my dick right there. I know that's my dick right there. So like, yeah, let's say you were typing in, let's say you were drawing Dragon Ball Z stuff, right? And I've been drawing Disney stuff, and I'm like, well, I want to see Goku dressed as Elsa. It'll probably take a little bit of your stuff and a little bit of my stuff and a little bit of this guy's stuff and a little bit of that guy's stuff, and it'll put it together and be like, ta-da, here you go. The artist got wind of that, and rightfully so, they were pissed off. Because not only are they doing this, they weren't even notified. They were automatically put into that system. So people freaked out and they were like, fuck you guys. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Then DeviantArt came back and they're like, oh my God, we're so sorry. Like, we know we shouldn't have done that. So now we're going to make it, you're not obligated to do it anymore. You got to check off a box. So I actually went on DeviantArt today to see how that worked. And the first thing I saw was like, we're so sorry, basically. Like, we're sorry. We didn't mean to do it.
I got an email from them recently saying that they changed like how their things work.
Because they got spotted. That's messed up, dude. Like, even just going through Google Images and going through people's artwork or going through anything, like, that's messed up. This is like, that's the first time. Oh no, the first time. This is the first time I found out about like how crazy AI is when they did Goosebump books. They were like, oh, they put into the AI prompt like just recreate or make a Welcome to Dead House Goosebumps book cover, and it was great. Like, they were showing all the covers that the AI bot made for Welcome to Dead House, for Night of the Living Dummy, for Say Cheese and Die. I'll show you some after this, and I'll put some on the screen right now. But that's the first time I saw it. That's the first time I was exposed to what AI art is. Then I found out about the DeviantArt thing, and I'm like, this is messed up. This should not be happening at all. You got to make something that can create something on its own merit if you want to roll like that. Don't be making something that's going to be poaching from people's hard work. And this is the thing that people were afraid of, I'm assuming, because it was like, when AI first comes around, and even like, years and years ago when we started just getting a little bit technologically advanced, people are like, oh, this is going to start taking away from jobs. And then, we started taking away from like little jobs, like the cashier. But now it looks like it's going to take away from jobs that are creative jobs, which people thought would never happen, which I thought would never happen. I never thought in a million years I'd see AI art. It's super scary, and it's honestly unnecessary. Like, just because you can does not mean you should, is a thing I say a lot, Just because I can walk down the street and do something, just because I can walk down the street and buy crack in my building, doesn't mean I should. You know what I mean? Like, this is really bad. I do not like AI going this far. Like, you're gonna start. You're gonna take away jobs from people who need it. This is really scary and not good. It's just like AirTags. Like, I hate AirTags. I think AirTags should be banned. I think they should be taken off the market because a lot of people are getting stalked. It's just like the detrimental things that are happening are not worth the tiny, minute amount of positive coming from this. We can survive and live without AirTags, AI art, chatbot. We have brilliant people, brilliant minds, and keep track of your own shit. We don't need this. This is going to end up very bad because what's going to happen is we're going to be depending on these bots. Now you got these sex robots that people are having sex with.
Now we're getting into it. I hate robots.
I hate robots. I hate, especially like, did you see Megan?
No, I still didn't see Megan.
You got to watch
Megan,
dude.
all the time.
Megan was awesome. It was an amazing movie, and it's just like a sliver of what is going to happen because it showed how the girl became so attached to Megan that when she took Megan away, she started freaking out. Like she slapped her aunt, whatever. Like, that's what the human brain, we're going to be so attached to AI, to robots, way down the line, like maybe like 2 generations from now when kids start growing up with it like nothing, like it's just like running water, like they don't know a time that they didn't have it. We grew up at a time like right in the middle. Like we had a desktop, but it wasn't like, you weren't on the computer all day. It wasn't something you could do all the time. You didn't have a phone you could just whip out and watch YouTube on the train. Like, I remember the first time I got a BlackBerry, it took me like 6 hours to download a music video on that BlackBerry to load a YouTube video. Now it's just like boom. You know what I mean? It's just like bang. So people are now are having sex with these robots. People are going to start having conversation with these robots. This is very bad. Humans are going to be fucking mentally stunted. They're going to be addicted to robots. People are going to be fat, lazy, and dumb, and everything's just going to go to hell. And I don't ever like try to sound like a fear monger, but that's what it looks like to me.
I can't wait to be like a robot bigot. Like I hate robots. Like I'm not gonna respect them. Like if the first time I see like a robot walking down the street, I'm gonna trip it or kick it or something like that. Like I'm really gonna let's just
start beating them up.
I would go out like at night in like gangs and like beat up robots. Like I would like walk around with like a bat, like just fuck robots up.
Dude, but they're gonna be able to
no remorse. Like I'll step on robots.
They're gonna be able to rock us
at work.
They're going to rock us, though, because you saw the ones that could dance and the ones that apparently they're going to send into war. You saw that? They're going to send robots to war eventually. Like, they were training some robots to be able to, like, just kill, apparently.
That's not good.
No, this is real. This is what I'm saying. This is not good at all. Like, we are at a point, like, where we should stop. And I think Elon went on Rogan and said, like, yeah, I went to Obama, I went to Congress, like I went to whoever, and I was trying to warn everybody, like, this is not good.
But that's never going to happen because then, a country like China will go that far and then we're fucked.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even an American thing. It's just human society. Like, we're screwed right now because we don't have a governor. We don't know when to say stop. We don't know when to say enough is enough. Why do we need to do this? Like, we're going to deteriorate our minds. We're going to be attached to we're going to be enslaved. Forget being enslaved, like in terms of, robots are going to be walking around keeping us in line and they're going to be shooting us down if we get, no, we're going to be enslaved up here. We're going to be that's how you become a slave right now. Like, you're going to be enslaved. I'm enslaved to my phone mentally. My phone isn't dictating what I do. I'm just so attached to my phone that I'm enslaved by my phone. And most people don't have the capacity to say they're not. So, like, I can't say I'm not a fucking slave to my phone. Because if I didn't have it for 4 hours, I don't know what I would do. Like, that's what the enslavement of robots is going to be. It's not going to be them dictating, like, and keeping us in line like a dictator. It's going to be us being so dependent on them, we're going to be mentally screwed. And we're not going to have we're not going to be able to have, like, any kind of communication with each other because we're just going to be so dull and so dumb, and nobody's going to even want to go out and even try to even impress another person to have sex with them because, like, I'll just go have sex with this robot. It's disgusting. Am I wrong? Am I fear mongering right now?
No. You're not. I'm really excited about the turn that you're taking right now, but no, you're not wrong. Because soon it's going to be that there's no more truck drivers, that the robots drive the food into town, and when the stores run out of food, people are going to say, "Hey, where does food come from?" The robots always bring it.
Horrible, right? I want my trucks being drove by a guy that's on meth. You know, driving
women's
across
panties.
town. Yeah. Driving across town, getting a lot lizard. Why am I taking away this? You know, you're taking away people's lives, really. Like, you're really taking away jobs right now. Forget people like, you know, oh, immigrants are taking away jobs. No, the robots are going to come take away jobs. Like, why?
Because like the thing is like if you go to a place like France or Italy or something like that, like you can watch somebody like do a job like the way they did it like 500 years ago, and like that's like such a point of pride. But like we can't even do shit the way we did it 10 years ago. Like we can't maintain like any level of tradition, any level of like normalcy. Like no, just make more money now.
That's what it's about, right? Because it's really just the corporations being like, how can we cut people out to pay less? We're going to pay more up front by, like, I think Pepsi just rolled out an AI truck. I hope I'm not, like, speaking out of my ass right now. But that was another thing I saw, like, in the works is AI trucking, like you just said. So they're just saying, we're going to pay a lot of money up front. We're just going to make this big investment up front so that 10 years down the line, we're going to be saving exponentially an exponential amount of money. They don't got to worry about healthcare. They don't got to worry about human resources. What human resources is going to be gone? Not that that's a bad thing, because I mean, no, they notoriously suck everywhere. But you know, there's not going to be new for human resources because there's not going to be any humans to be resourced.
Yeah, and I mean it's fucked up. You know, I had a professor. He said, you know, if you want to be useful, if you want to remain employed, you have to be better than Google.
How am I
But
gonna
like
do that?
and like that's easy. Like you can find like ways in life in which like you're better than like a Google search. You can do more than a Google search. But like now that like AI and robots are involved, you don't got a chance.
And I'm not saying that everybody's gonna fall prey to this. I don't want to say like sound like that, because I feel like people like me, Clay, and a lot of people listening to the show will you know, go against that. We're gonna be like, no, I'm not, because honestly, why would I want to have sex with a robot? I've seen them, and I'm like, this would make me feel disgusting. I think I would let's say you bought me one, right?
But check this out. Everybody jerks off to an iPad every night.
Yeah, but we're looking at humans, or we're looking at human-like things.
Yeah, the
right?
robot's gonna have the little iPad with the humans on it while you're fucking it. Like,
But I'm talking about a sex robot, like the
like
ones that are
like a woman?
the ones that look like people, because that's
Oh.
just like you're fucking something that's like uncanny valley at that point. Like it's just almost real, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like fucking a fleshlight and watching an iPad is basically jerking off with some help. That's not the same thing. Like having sex with
practically fucking a robot.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it just doesn't have the same
like
effect.
in China, like they have like robots that like you can stick your dick in, like when they need to like extract semen from you, and like it's a robot with like just like, you know, and I think it has like headphones and a little TV, and you watch the porno, and then it just, and
But I think that, again, like there's a certain point where you stop, right? Like when you're going to make conveyor belts. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make some conveyor belts. Let's make a phone. Let's make like a smartphone. Let's make some self-checkout. But then you go, okay, right here is like, we'll stop right before we do the trucks. We'll stop right before we do AI art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think fucking a fleshlight and watching an iPad, it's like, it could be kind of, it's kind of fun. And honestly, like, it's really not that great, honestly. It's really not. Fucking a fleshlight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like a fleshlight and iPad is honestly just as not that great as like, you know, from our perspective, how like a robot is not that great.
But people are people are going to be really onto the robots.
And I think the robot is going to catch on. It's messed up to say when they market that to younger and younger people.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you're gonna have like 2 generations from now, they're gonna be
like
born into this world.
Their hand on a fuck robot, and then they're never gonna grow up and have relationships.
That's what I'm saying. They're not gonna have the drive to be like, why do I need to go talk to a human girl? Like most guys don't even want to even hear a girl talk and hear their thoughts. So they're like, this is perfect, and it's like this is gonna be so bad for society. It's not even funny. Like. I already said on the show, I would have sex with a sex robot one time if somebody got it for me and I would do it for the show. But I would never like buy one. Like I would do it as a bit to see like what it would be like. But I would never want to buy one. Like, do you know how sad and depressing it would be?
Oh, well, didn't who is it? I think was it Whitney had like a sex robot made after her?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about now that we keep talking about
They
this.
look
Like there's
very
actually robots that
lifelike.
look like people
Yeah, that's what I'm
that
saying.
they're like android looking
Not something you could
things.
just stick it in and it just pumps for you. Not like that. I'm talking about something that looks very human like, but it's like uncanny valley. You know what I'm saying?
Those ones I wouldn't. I think aren't they like more for women?
No, well, there's guys and girls. The ones I've seen are the guy
Yeah,
ones that look
but
like
like I
women.
think the more like realistic it gets, like I think we're getting into like women territory.
No, there's ones that
Because the
are
only like ultra realistic sex robots that I've seen, I think are like, well, no, I guess I've seen a man and I've seen a woman, so maybe I'm wrong.
no, there's ones that are women. You can me and you like we can get one for $2,000 right now. We talked about it on the show. I
Two
think in
grand?
like $2,000 we can get a good one. They talk a little bit like they
That's
yeah.
how much a sex doll costs. How much better is it?
That's what I'm saying. It's basically a sex doll. You know what I mean? It's a sex doll, but they talk a little bit.
Oh yeah,
And
okay, I
they'll
see what you're
talk and
saying.
maybe they'll blink. I'm not saying it gets on top of you and starts wilding out, but it's gonna get to that. It's gonna get to that, and then the kids' minds are gonna be like Jello. Everybody's mind's gonna be like fucking Jello.
My mind's already Jello from television and all this other shit.
Yeah.
I don't. These kids don't have a prayer.
But this
that
is
are
what I'm
coming up.
saying. I'm not trying to sound like everything's going to go to hell because there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to want to do this, like people like me, you, a lot of people listen to the show. But I think there's probably going to be more people that are going to be with this. And then the corporations that are funding these things, it's going to be out and about. It's going to be all over the place. It's going to get a lot of people in its grip. It's going to be sick. It's not going to be good. I don't like it at all. And I hope I'm dead before this.
So I always hear, right, like like historically, like half of all men like did not reproduce.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think most men also died like young.
Right.
But now people live to be too old, and maybe the demographics are off, and some part of the population needs to fuck robots.
I guess, but then you're just gonna have, I don't know, people are just gonna be weird. This is gonna be
It's gonna get weird.
This is gonna be a weird 15 years. Because I was just talking to Pastor and I'm like, yo, so it took 50 years basically, so he's 50 years old now. And I'm like, so the iPhone came out when you were like, I don't know, late 40s, right? So that's like 50 years of progress, let's say, right? Imagine, so this is where we're starting from. Let's picture another 50 years. So when we're 70, what things are gonna look like. Can you imagine when we're 70, what the progress is going to be? Another 50 years from like, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always imagine that like by the time I get that to that point, like I'm living on like a farm in Brazil, like in the middle of nowhere. Like, I've like set sail. I've left.
We'll talk about that in a little while because I do want to talk about this chick that won the lottery at 18. She won like 36 mil on her first ticket. We'll talk about that later on.
Okay.
But let's get off the AI topic. I think we've beat it to death. We've already scared everyone. And if whoever we didn't scare, they're taking out their credit card right now. They're $2,000. I can get a robot right now. Oh shit! So somebody's logged off right now to go get a robot. Let's talk about something that's also kind of scary. Is the eggs. Not as scary as AI though. What's going on with these eggs, dude?
Okay, so I checked before we got started. I went downstairs and at the store next to my house, eggs are not that bad. It is bad. It's two for $10. Two cartons for $10.
Okay. That's not too bad, but I know my dad was
it's not the worst, but I've seen like $7 for thing eggs.
Yeah, I guess it depends because I didn't pay too much for the organic egg. I paid about $6 the other day at Walmart, which I think is maybe like $1 more than I would usually pay for that. Maybe.
Yeah.
But my dad is saying he was paying 70 cents for a carton and now he's paying about $5.
Yeah.
So I guess at some places it's and then you'll just go to the store and see of just a vapid shell, just like nothing.
And I think the thing is that I didn't notice when eggs were going up in price because I always bought the eggs that were like $4. I was not buying the $1.99 eggs.
That's what I'm saying too. Like my dad is the one taking the hit.
I'm still buying eggs for $5.
Yeah.
They're just like way lower quality than I used to get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I was already paying $6 or something like that. So
yeah.
But my dad was paying 70 cents. He said now he's paying $4 or something like that, which is insanity. Now, do you know why this is happening?
Are we running out of chickens?
Well, you're close. This is what I read online. Apparently, they're blaming this on some type of bird flu that happened at the end of last year, I believe, that took out like 20 million chickens. That's what they're blaming this on, right? So I tell my dad this, and he goes, really? Then why am I
did see that in the paper.
About the bird flu, right?
Yeah, I didn't read it, but I saw something about bird flu.
My dad tells me, he goes, if that's true, then how? So if we're raising eggs, we're raising the price of eggs.
The bird flu spread to other animals. That's what it was.
Okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't spread to the cow because I've been eating a lot of steak. Now listen to this, right? So my dad is saying, so they're raising the price of eggs because of the bird flu. Then why am I still paying the same amount for a chicken? He's paying the same amount of money for a chicken.
Now you know you're retarded.
What's going on? Conspiracy. What's happening, Clay? If he's paying the same amount of, somebody correct us in the comments if this is not true. But my dad is no liar, he's no fibber, and he's always in the store because he's retired. And if there's one thing a retired guy has time to do, it's make sure he's paying the same amount of money for the chicken he's buying. All right? Okay, he ain't no liar.
Maybe what it is, right, is that like a chicken that you eat, that like you buy a chicken in the pack, that chicken is only, I think, like, it's less than 30 weeks old. I don't know how long it takes to make a chicken, but it's not that long at all. It might be like 16 weeks. So I think the turnaround time on like a meat chicken is short. But I think like if it killed like 20 million chickens, I feel like you killed like a couple generations of egg-laying chickens that don't stick around for just 16 weeks. They stick around for longer.
Okay. So what
so
are you
separate
saying?
Supply chains.
Oh, okay. So maybe you're saying this is affecting different chickens?
I'm saying that the chickens that you buy as meat, they kill right away.
Oh, okay.
So like it does, like, you know, like chickens that died last year don't even matter. Like the chickens that are in circulation right now are only like 20 weeks old.
Okay. I kind of still don't get it, but maybe it's just because
I'm also wrong. Like I know nothing about this. I heard about this 30 seconds ago.
Like, well, let's ask the AI chatbot. It'll know.
I don't know how to access it.
I looked up the other day, and it was offline. Like it wasn't offline, but they weren't taking any more people because it was too hot. Like people were on it, and I couldn't get in line. So it was overwhelmed. Too many secrets of the universe. It was overwhelmed. Yeah, it was the website was overwhelmed, is what I'm trying to say. So that's a very interesting point my dad made. I don't know what's going on with these damn eggs, but I did read that the Border Patrol is saying that they had 2,000 encounters in the last like 2 months with people trying to smuggle eggs over to America. That's how crazy it is. They got 2,000 stops. They didn't even say how many eggs they caught, like how many cartons people were coming back with, but it was a significant amount where they could tell people were trying to come by and sell it. So that is how crazy the egg thing has gone, where people are trying to smuggle eggs through the border right now.
That's crazy.
So not only is fentanyl coming through, hitting the streets, but now the eggs. Now it's the eggs coming through. So we'll see what happens with this. I don't know.
What kind of goon like sees this crisis and is like, I know a guy in Mexico with a ton of eggs?
Listen, if I knew a guy in Mexico with a ton of eggs, I would do it. I'm not going to lie. But who am I selling it to, really? Bodybuilders? Am I going to a gym?
No, you sell it to a farmer's market.
Oh, see, that's why you're the brains.
Or just like a store.
Well, you can't just sell it to a store.
Farms do it. You just say we're a farm from Mexico. These farms from America fucking suck.
You could just go to Pathmark, and you could just go to not Walmart, but you could just go to like a supermarket or like a family store, you're saying?
Well, okay, so I found this out recently. You know that you can the way that most products get onto a store shelf is you just buy the shelf and you can just put whatever you want on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, elaborate. Like unless you're like a really like boss product that they want in their store, usually they're buying the shelf.
So like you're renting space.
Yeah, that's why the most expensive stuff is on top and like the cheap shit is on the bottom.
Is that what is that what's going on? Like in big,
I don't really know, but listen, I was talking to some lady who had an ice cream company the other day. And either you buy the shelf or you have to give them the product for free and then they'll put it on the shelf. or if it's like really something they want you, they'll just buy it from you.
What
But, like,
ice
you have to
cream-
be like really established.
What ice cream company does she run?
It was an ice cream company that failed, but she was like bragging that
Oh.
like she did not have to do those things. Like they
Oh.
bought from her.
Damn, I was trying to get some free ice cream for the show. I was trying to get a sponsor for the show.
Yo, did I tell you about French ice cream?
No, hold on. Somebody's at my door. Hold on. Who is it? Who? Oh, I don't know any Monet. Oh no.
Somebody just
Yeah.
asked you for mayo?
No. Somebody came and asked me for some money.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was trying to see if you had a couple dollars. I said no.
Couple dot.
Yeah.
People are begging in the hallway.
I mean, that's like typical. People come and trying to sell me stuff. I'm surprised nobody came up asking for some eggs.
damn.
That's pretty typical. Yeah, like, hey, I'm trying to sell you this hockey stick. I'm trying to sell you this TV. It happens. That's the
Damn,
building.
Utica.
That's the building, baby.
I
You
mean,
gotta
life
love
was
it.
like that when I was in that student housing, but like, goddamn, Utica, that's fun.
You gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it. But as much as I want to do it, I don't do it because it's like it's like a stray cat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come back. So bless you. What were you saying about French ice cream?
Yeah, so I got a pint of French ice cream the other day, and I realized that French ice cream, even though like I've got all sorts of dental work, my teeth are all fucked up, I can just straight up chew French ice cream, and it's no sensitivity, no pain.
What is so superior about French ice cream?
I think it has more eggs in it.
Well, maybe that's where the eggs are going. They're taking them
yeah,
all.
French.
The French are taking the eggs.
God damn it.
So you're saying it's more like congealed? What are you saying?
It's a really good texture. Like it doesn't like if I gave it to you, like you'd be like, this is good ice cream, but like you wouldn't be like, this is not ice cream. It's not. It's less different than gelato.
Where have you
like
had this
like
ice cream?
gelato's like noticeable. It's just good ice cream, and it's like it's a little bit more like jellied, but
Yeah.
like not that much.
You like that word, congealed? I was right.
Congealed sounded gross, so I had to spin around and say jellied.
Where did
I
you
was like,
acquire
no,
this?
it's not congealed, it's jellied.
Where did you acquire this ice cream?
At the store next to my house.
Oh, I have to try this. When I come down, we got to try this. I never heard of
Yeah,
French.
there's like some French ice cream store in New York, and
Oh.
they have like a couple pints.
Man.
I ate like a pint of gelato yesterday. I ordered it from L&B.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, yeah. Gelato's pretty good, but now what you got me thinking about is that waffle place by your house that makes those bubble waffles. Oh
Yo,
my
I actually
God.
went out and had a bubble waffle last night for the first time.
So you didn't have them the 15 times I had them that time at your crib?
Yeah, no, I didn't have. I mean, maybe I tasted yours, but no, yeah, I had a bubble waffle yesterday
How did
with
you like it?
with marshmallow sauce on top.
Oh, how'd you like that?
It was really good, but they gave me like the weakest fucking fork and knife that like could
Yeah.
not get through the waffle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So next time I'm gonna bring my own.
I
fork
vaguely
and knife.
remember that, but yeah, when I went to Clay's this summer, I was going there. Well, like I went there like 3 times.
If you were here for 3 days, yeah, we probably
I went
there
there
three
like
times.
every day. It was so good. The bubble waffle was amazing, man. It was amazing.
Hell yeah.
Listen, I saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and it's funny I say honey because I did get honey on my waffle that time, which was great. But I saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the hot new horror movie that is making is a polarizing movie, I would say, because when it first dropped, a lot of people were saying this is the dumbest thing they've ever seen. This is horrible, but a lot of people also want to see it like me, and I did. I saw a nice little bootleg copy, camera right to the screen, people coughing in the background. So, it was a little dark, but let me tell you this right now. It was way better than I expected. I'm not saying it's the best movie I've ever seen in my life. Let me just get that straight right there. But it definitely did exceed expectations. It didn't go exactly the way I thought it was going to go. I'll start with that. I thought it was going to be like straight up, because it's about these 6 girls that are in this kind of like an Airbnb or this cabin in the 100-acre woods. Winnie the Pooh and Piglet come and they start picking them off, right? So I thought it was going to be straight up like that's what the whole movie was going to be like. Girls running around the house or running around the woods. Winnie and Piglet are going to be picking them off, and then at the end, one girl survives after killing them, right? I mean, that's how a lot of them go. But There were some twists and turns in there and some things I didn't expect that I did like. Right now, I'm going to say if you want to hear a spoiler-free review, go look at the YouTube shorts because me and Mo did one. But right now, we're getting into some spoilers, baby, because... So let me just say how it started. One thing I did like is how it started. It started with Christopher Robin, and it started with animation of the story of how Christopher Robin met Winnie the Pooh and the gang, and eventually left them to go to college or something. And that's how they became rabid and angry, because when he left them, they didn't get any more food. They got hungry and they ate Eeyore. They just straight up cannibalized his ass, and then they became angry and rabid. Then, 10 years or something later, Christopher Robin comes back to 100 Acre Woods with his girlfriend. They end up killing his girlfriend and taking Christopher Robin's hostage. Then the movie starts really where the girls get the cabin and they start picking off the girls. So I like that right off the bat. I like the story. It was simple. It was cool. They did some good animation in the beginning. I like that. And again, I thought it was going to be just like straight up kill, okay, final girl, whatever. But they did some cool stuff where it was like they started killing the girls, but then you see Christopher Robin's still alive, and he's held hostage, and Winnie the Pooh's torturing him. He takes like his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's now like a straight skeleton, no skin, and Winnie like puts her in front of Christopher Robin while he's all tied up and he's crying, and Winnie's like whipping him with like this big rope of hair or something like that. And then you got this like little sentimental moment where you see Winnie start crying because he's like, damn, like, you know, me and Christopher Robin used to be cool, bro. We used to be boys, and now I gotta beat this dude's ass. Now I gotta torture this guy. And he starts crying and freaking out. So I did like the fact that they kept him alive and they did some torturing on him. And so once the girls start getting killed, blah blah blah, girl gets like 2 girls get killed, and then they stumble upon this lady that is like disfigured that Winnie the Pooh and them didn't kill. So then she gets added to the mix, and they start fighting back, Winnie and Piglet, and then eventually Piglet dies, which I didn't expect. I didn't expect one of the girls to straight up boss up and kill Piglet in the middle of the movie. Then a couple of other things happen. I don't want to give away too much of the movie. Then a couple of other like little things happen that I didn't expect. Winnie ends up running into like these 5 hillbillies and messing them up. So I thought it was a little more, I don't want to use the word intricate. What's the word I'm looking for, Clay? You know, a little more interesting than I thought it was going to be.
Tasteful.
It wasn't as linear. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like there was a little more spice to the movie than I thought. I love the kills. One of my favorite parts was the kills. You didn't really see all of them. Like when he smashed the girl's head in the pool, which is one of my favorite kills, you didn't really see like her head explode like you would probably see in Terrifier 2, which we are going to talk about because Clay saw that and I didn't. So get your thoughts together on that, Clay.
Okay, yeah, sure.
But you did see a girl get her head ran over by a car. You did see a girl get stuck to the wall with a machete in her mouth. Winnie straight up just like stuck her to the wall like Michael Myers. I thought that was good. There were some good kills in this movie, and I think Winnie and Piglet made some good intimidating killers. I can totally see them doing the convention circuit like Art the Clown and some of these other new killers. I could see them. They were a good intimidating presence. They were scary. They beat some ass. And then I'm going to ruin the ending right now because this is one of the things I liked about it the most, okay? So it's Winnie, one of the final girl, and Christopher Robin escapes, okay? You can still watch the movie because some other things I'm not mentioning. But Christopher Robin is like pleading with Winnie not to kill the girl. He's like, please don't kill the girl. Take me instead. You know, I'm your buddy. Like, I'm your friend. We can go back to the way things were. When he was like, fuck you, sliced the girl's throat right there, throws it to the side, and Christopher Robin gets away. I did not expect that. I did not expect that girl to die. So literally every chick in that movie is dead. Everybody in that movie is dead except Christopher Robin. And I like that because it was a little unexpected, right?
Yeah.
It was a little unexpected. I'm giving the movie a solid 3 out of 5. It was entertaining. It was an entertaining movie, which I knew it was going to be, and it was above the low budget grade that I thought it was going to be. Like, you think it's kind of going to be like really low budget and really cheesy and really campy, but it wasn't like that cheesy and that campy. Like it was a grade above that, I would say. I think it was shot well. It looked good to me. It wasn't OD cheesy. I had a fun time watching. That's how I grade these movies. If I have fun watching them, if I'm engaged and I enjoy it. That's what it was. I was engaged. I enjoyed it. And I think people are being very hard on movies like this because it's like, one thing I hate is a movie that tries, it's always like everything needs a message and it needs to be super complicated. And it's like, we can't just have these simple movies anymore. Like, we can't just have a movie where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet come out and just kill a bunch of people. Like, that sounds like a fun idea. Why are we getting so wound up, about that? You should be getting wound up about Halloween Ends, which was one of the worst horror movies I've ever seen in my fucking life. You should talk about that movie. That movie really tried to do something different and experimental and crazy and ended up flopping. This movie just wanted to be something fun, and I think they execute on that. Does everything need to be like, well, if you look at scene number 3, you can see the emotion coming from the character, and it really shows the complexities of the human mind, and it actually really makes a connection with the psyche of the collective. Do we need all that? I just want to see somebody get their fucking face split open. It was a fun movie, so quit hating. Was that a good review, Clay? Did you enjoy that?
I like that. That was a review and also a summary and also a reaction to the haters.
So let's talk about Terrifier 2 because that's a movie that really picked up some steam last year. Oh, I just want to say that Winnie the Pooh already did $1 million in Mexico, which is nice. So that's just in Mexico.
They love Winnie the Pooh over there.
Do they?
Yeah.
I guess so. So this movie's going to be another one that I see big things coming for, and they made a sequel for it. But let's talk about Terrifier 2 because that's a movie I did not see. It was notoriously gruesome. It did amazing at the box office. Clay, why don't you tell everybody how you got to see that movie, by the way, about like the day, kind of what led up to the events. I thought was
great.
interesting.
Yeah, so my friend texted me. I think she kind of just told me we were going to see a movie. And she was and the whole thing was that one of her friends was in the movie. He's one of the people who gets killed. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was definitely like an event. Like this was like a viewing. So it was actually great the way we got there. We went to the movie theater. Right next to the movie theater is White Castle. So we went down the block to White Castle. We got a whole crave case. And then we arrived at the movie theater. And this is a movie theater where you buy your ticket outside in like a front like glass window, and then you walk inside, they take your ticket and you go to your movie. But every once in a while, it doesn't, whatever, it doesn't work like that or something's going on. So we walk to the movie theater and there's nobody in that front glass window. So we just walk right in, and then there's sort of like there's like a table, like we're not sure what's going on. We're like, oh, maybe we buy our tickets further into the movie theater and then they take them. But we realized that we just kind of walked in like holding a crave case and nobody had taken our ticket. And we just like looked up, we're like, oh, there's Terrifier. So we just walked right in the movie. We got in completely for free. And we just had like White Castle and a bunch of weed pens, and then the theater was like practically empty. We sat all the way in the back, put our feet up. It was great.
Nice. What a beautiful start to the movie.
Yeah. So I really like Terrifier. I think it's been a little bit too long for me to like really give like a summary of what it's about.
Well, I remember you told me like even when you came out, you're like, I really don't even know what it was about. It was just the guy. Just talk about the clown killing people. We don't even need to know what it was about.
So first of all, by far, like my absolute, like he's now my favorite like slasher villain kind of killer guy. That's like the best. It's probably one of the best slasher movies I've seen.
Nice.
Because it was really violent. He's my favorite. Like the scene where like you first meet the clown in the movie. This girl, she's having like a fever dream. Everybody's like at this like I guess sort of like a Howdy Doody style like television show with like a clown, and they're all like singing along, like maybe like a Barney type of show. And at one point, like it just starts to get like kind of ominous and creepy, and the clown just whips out a Tommy gun and just sprays like the whole room, just like lets the whole drum out. That's at the point at which my friend's friend got killed. He got shot in the face like 50 times. It looks like they just took like a birthday cake and like just shot it 900 times and like put that in for the head. It was great. And yeah, Terrifier is just like a bad dude. Like he just likes to like mess with people. Like he just like follows people around and like he's like, am I gonna kill you? Am I just a clown? Like he really like he fucks with people. I think he's like magic to some degree. Like he definitely has like powers and like can like mess with your head and like he's like he's a supernatural being. It's great. Super gruesome killing. He put a beer bottle in somebody's eye. Um, he shot this lady in the face, and then he set up like a scene where it's like a dinner table, and he started taking all the food from the table and shoving it down her face hole that he made with the gun in front of the lady's kid. It was wild.
Oh God! What about the one where he with the girl on the bed? That one sounded crazy. Where he threw the girl on the bed.
Okay, yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, where like all the violence is like also extremely sexual. Like a lot of the killings have like a very like sexual undertone to them. So yeah, there's definitely like a scene where he's like stabbing somebody on the bed, and it's like it looks like they're fucking, like it's like very like bouncy and sexual.
Didn't he break all her bones?
Oh yeah. He broke he broke all of her bones. Just like he pretty much like sat there and like went to work. Like Terrifier really kills the shit out of people. Like he finds a way to like keep them alive so he can continue to kill them. Like it's not torture, it's just an extended killing. Like
Art the Clown, you mean?
Yeah, he stabbed this girl, and then like he broke all of her bones, and I think like maybe her skin came off somehow. It was crazy.
Nah, that ain't for me. That ain't for me. Did you go back and watch all his other work? Because his name is Art the Clown, by the way.
Yeah, no, I had no idea. I did not go back and watch that movie that you told me the name of that I forgot already.
I believe it goes All Hallows Eve's his first movie, and he wasn't even supposed to be the main guy in that movie, I believe. I think it goes...
No, but he steals the show.
Yeah, I think it's All Hallows Eve and then Terrifier and then Terrifier 2. They'll correct me in the comments because that's not my forte, those movies.
Yeah.
But...
and I mean, but for everybody listening, like I'm not a horror movie guy. Like I saw that, like I was like, oh, I don't even want to see this stupid movie. And then like I was like, this is so great. Like this is what every horror movie should be.
Yeah.
Like it's just and the best thing I think about Terrifier is you didn't feel bad for anyone. Like everybody who dies in that movie is a piece of shit. Like they all like have like their arc where like you realize it. The only person who's probably not a piece of shit is the black guy that gets killed in the costume shop.
I was gonna that was literally my mouth to ask you about what happened to him.
Oh, did you see him get killed?
I saw like there was a YouTube edit of it. So like they put it on YouTube, but they cut out all the gory stuff. What happened to him?
Okay, yeah. So pretty much Art the Clown is like following this girl around the Halloween store. And then, the guy behind the counter is like, hey, buddy, like, get the fuck out of here. And he sticks around until after the girl leaves. And, I think he like straight, like, I can't remember how, like, he pulled a move on him. Like, Terrifier will do some Jackie Chan shit to you. So, like, I can't remember how he did it, but, like, all in one motion, I think he stuck a beer bottle in the guy's eye, if I remember right.
Uh-huh.
And then he like dragged him over the counter, and then I think he like pretty much cut his head off. Like I don't like really remember like in detail what he did, but he pretty much like straight decapitated him. Okay. And then like he put him up in the Halloween shop like as like like a dummy, but it was actually a body.
Nice.
Now that guy was the only guy. He's the only likable character in the movie that you didn't want to die.
Right.
Everybody else, you're pretty much like, I can't wait till like this person gets like
brutally
murdered.
That's good. Then you don't feel bad at all.
No,
it's not like,
don't.
You kind of like this person. You don't want to see him die. You don't want to see him get beheaded. But it's like, hey, if they suck, You're all
No,
for
yeah,
it.
everybody in that movie like has like an inverse character arc where like you hate them like after you like really get to know them.
Good, good. That's good. I never got a chance to watch those movies because I don't like that kind of violence, like basically torture. I don't like stuff like that. Like I don't like. You said
it
it's
was
not.
not comfortable.
Yeah, you said it's not torture, but it looks like torture to me. Like I don't like stuff like that. Like
No, like, it
prolonged
is torture.
killings.
It
Like
is torture.
yeah, prolonged killings. I don't like guy or girl getting their head cut off. One, a couple hacks maybe is fine. Somebody getting a axe stuck to their face is good.
Terrifier kills the shit out of you.
I don't like that. I don't like the first movie I ever saw like that. Me and Justin watched Hostel, and we almost vomited and we shut it off. I did not like that when the guy gets his eye taken out. Don't like stuff like that. The only movies I will watch like that make me uncomfortable are the Rob Zombie movies, like House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects. What's the other one? The one I really liked.
Those are really
Three from
uncomfortable.
Hell. Oh my god! Especially the first two make me like really uncomfortable. Especially when you start doing rape stuff. I don't like rape stuff at all. I always skip it.
And that's the thing. Like I really don't like rape stuff at all. But I did like how like pseudo-sexual everything in Terrifier was.
Yeah,
it
wasn't blatant. It wasn't like
you could really
raped.
feel like whoever wrote this is like really a sick person. Like 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 if you look at like Halloween, like the girl gets killed, like whatever. But like no, whoever wrote Terrifier is like a real sicko with like problems that like need to be worked out. Like that's like the feeling you get. It's great.
Well, at least he's just putting into the movie until we find out that he has like a basement full of bodies and stuff. And
oh yeah. I mean that's usually how it goes.
Maybe
it's
he'll
like,
be the first.
Like how is he like so good at like being a horror writer? And it turns out like oh you're just like a.
Can you imagine those were kills that he actually committed? He actually did those murders. They find the bodies, and it's like similar to the Art the Clown killings. That'd be
Art the Clown is like super strength though.
That would be horrible. It would be one of the greatest stories in horror though. To be like, yo, this director was making these crazy movies, and then they find out he was actually doing them.
It's not really the same thing, but have you ever read The Devil in the White City?
No.
Devil in the White City is this book. It's like a it's like a novel, but it's like pieced together from all like real documents and letters and stuff. And it follows two people, but one of the guys is this guy who during the World's Fair, I think in like 1903 or something like that, he bought a hotel and he turned it into a murder hotel. Where like he could just gas you in your room and he could like spy on people like through the walls. Ooh. And like he would just like anytime like any like young girls would come there, he would just like straight murder the shit out of them.
Yo. But this was a fictional book?
No, this really happened.
What?
Like this is a nonfiction book.
Wow.
And like the whole book, like the book is like it reads like a novel, but it's all nonfiction, apparently, like according to the author.
Devil in the White City.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it follows like another guy's story who's just like a civil engineer, like dealing with the World's Fair. And I think their stories might meet up at some point, like vaguely. I don't really remember.
Was he a killer?
No. The other guy is like a normal guy.
And but how does this guy get caught? Do you remember?
Bro, I don't know if he got caught. Like I feel like they just like found out like later because of the construction of the building.
Whoa, that's nuts.
I don't know if I might not have finished the book, but I read it really deep. It's a long book.
Oh wow. Okay, it's on Audible, obviously.
I probably didn't. This is probably like pre-Audible. I read this.
Okay, so way
like I probably like pirated this or something.
Okay, you got the PDF. Well, we got to see if that's on Audible because that sounds like a nice read at midnight. I don't know if I want to read something that long.
You know where I got Devil in the White City?
Where?
I forget. You know.
Did you get it from the Scholastic Book Fair?
No. You know. That shit that they had in high school where like you could get like the books on tape, but it was like it was like on a memory stick or some shit like that.
Oh, wait, from the Blind Library?
Yeah, but not the ones that came in the green boxes, like the cassettes. Like it was just on my phone.
Dude, those were the best when you could just get we would just get the audiobooks for free from the Blind Library.
Yeah. I used to get free audiobooks in high school, and that's one of the books I read.
Yeah, I used to get all the Goosebumps books and all the wrestling books. And I would kill to have that right now. Like could we still get that? There's gotta be. There's gotta be a way to get that.
Yeah, you know what's called? It's called RFB&D. That's what it is.
That's what we used to be a part of?
That's the RFB&D. That's the online
Dude, because
book
they have
library.
audiobooks. They had audiobooks back then that I could not find now. Like they had stuff
Well,
on
that's because they had audiobooks that were just like the computer reading the book.
No, this was real people. Like they
No,
have
I mean they had them too, but they had everything because of
Oh,
that.
well, every book I ever read from them was a narrator, like a real person. Like they had the Hulk Hogan book, they had the Stone Cold book, and I can only find those books now abridged. I can never find, and I'm talking about I got like 6 cassette tapes, so it was the unabridged version of these books. All I could find is the abridged versions now. I got to talk to my mom or your mom to see like how we can get this going because that's free Audible, baby, and they probably have all those books that I remember from when I was a child.
Honestly, I just have free Audible for life though, because I just return books every month and get new books.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna get you in trouble. That's what happened to me.
No, it wears off. Like your band wears off, so you should check because my shit
Dude,
wore off, and now I get to return things again.
They hit me late. Like I was on Audible in high school before it got bought by Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So I had my account a long time, and I would always do it, bro. Like I would always like buy like 3 books and then just like return them and then get another one and return it. Eventually, like they caught on. I can never return another book again. Like I have not been able to return another book for like 2 years.
Damn.
I'll check again, but every time I go, hey, can I return? Go, nope, you're done. You're done. I made a whole new account because like, just so I can start returning books again. Like I have 2 accounts now.
Yeah.
I have 2 accounts now on Audible. I love Audible. It's the best.
Me too.
We should get sponsored by Audible. We should get sponsored by anybody. That's why I was excited to hear about the French ice cream. I was like, oh, great. That'll be awesome. We'll do an interview, get a little that ice cream money. But it tanked.
Yeah.
It tanked.
Yeah.
Speaking of money, let's talk about this. So this
I like
18-year-old, we're going to talk a lot about money right now. This 18-year-old chick won the lottery in Canada, okay? $36 million she's going home with. It was her first time playing the lottery, and it was just for fun. She didn't even know she won the lottery until they found out that like the winning ticket was in her hometown, I guess, and people were looking for it. And then her coworker was like, hey, why don't you check on your phone and see? Chick checked on the phone, bing, 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 you're the winner. Like right in the middle of the job, everybody in the workplace started freaking out, and the office started going crazy. This chick is gonna go home with 36 mil at 18. First of all, let me just say this: God bless, because what a story! How amazing! God bless that girl. Good for you. No hate. The only thing I will say is I think she messed up already. I think she messed up.
Did she go for the lump sum?
I don't know what she did there, but that's what I would do, though. I would do the lump sum.
I would not go for. I mean,
yes,
it depends on how you want to spend it, but like, don't go for the lump sum. Just be paid for life.
No, because my mom always says maybe she's paranoid like me. She was like, listen, if something ever happens with the government, what do you think is going to happen to your lottery money? They're not going to pay you.
If something happens with the government, your money's not going to be worth anything.
Th're not going to pay you. I'm saying like
Yeah,
maybe they. Well, I guess she's saying they can. I guess she's saying like they can. I guess she's saying like they can always. There can always be a chance that they can stop paying you.
That's true.
Maybe not if like I don't think she's talking about like a nuclear collapse or like the collapse of the American.
But then you got to do the risk assessment of like what is that against.
This is what you
how
do.
Much money I'm going to lose in the lump sum, because the lump sum you don't get the whole pot.
Yeah, but you're still walking away with a lot. This is what I would do now, as opposed to. Well, first of all, let me say this: I think she messed up already, because number one, you do not check that stuff in front of your friends.
Oh, yeah.
You do not check that stuff.
I would have been like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory darting the fuck out of work.
Forget about checking it in front of your friends. Don't check it in the middle of the office, because now your whole crew knows. Like people you don't even like know, right? I would have went to the bathroom and checked. Now, maybe not at 18. Maybe not 18, but this is me now, right? The second thing she did, I think she totally messed up with. Her name was in the article. Unless that was a fake name, her name is now in the article. When she goes to pick up the check, they're probably going to show the picture.
People at her workplace probably gave her up.
I'm just saying these are 2 big mistakes. Either one is a big mistake, but she did both. She collected in her name. It went to the paper, she got contacted by the paper about it, and they wrote an article, and then you do it in the middle of the office. So now, like, you're not going to know what's up. You're not at 18, especially. Like, I hope this girl has a good head on her shoulders, because you're not gonna know who's your friend, who's, you're already a girl, so you have guys around you just trying to bang you as it is. Now they want your money too. Oh my God! Like, I think she messed up already. Like, hopefully she's financially, hopefully she's sound of mind and she doesn't totally blow this. But that's number one. You want to collect in anonymity. Another thing my mom always told me was, get somebody to collect on your behalf, like a lawyer or something.
I always go by the advice that Mr. James gave us, which is that you immediately have to move to another country and just start mailing people burner phones and just be a ghost.
I like the guy that picked it up in the Scream mask. You ever seen that?
I've heard of shit like that.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
People putting on paper bags and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch these documentaries on people that win the lottery, it usually ends horrifically. There was the guy that won and he lost everything in like a year. I mean, hopefully this girl doesn't turn out that way, but she did not do herself any favors by blasting it to the entire world. Like, now you don't know who's your friend anymore, basically. Like, you know now, if you get any new cousins or new friends, they ain't your friends. If anybody calls you right now, forget them. You keep the day one crew. Those are the people eating lobster with you right now. Anybody that's like, hey, congrats, or even like, hey, remember me, or, I always wanted to talk to you, but I was always, kind of shy, throw them out. They're done.
Yeah.
You're screwed. Now, so let's say this happened to you now, right? 36 mil. Let's say you get the lump sum.
36 mil today.
36 mil lump sum dropped in your lap.
Lump sum, you probably have like.
No, let's just say you walk home with 36 mil.
Okay.
36 mil. Now, I'm saying this from a perspective of being 28 now. Like, if I was 18 and I got 36 mil, horrible. My life would have ended bad. I would think I would have been dead by now. Like, a lot of bad things would have probably happened. I would have got into it with the wrong people. It would have been horrible. Now, I would probably do it different. What do you think?
Okay, so if I had $36 million, I'm gonna have a quick chat with my mom. I'm gonna disappear for like a month. Like, I'm just gonna see what it's like to be a millionaire. I'm gonna be in different places. I'm gonna spend a little bit of money. I'm gonna probably take maybe 2 or 3, and I'm just gonna burn that. I'm gonna like see like what can I'm gonna play that game, and then you sit down, you think of all the people that you care about in life, and then you chunk it out for them. You chunk it out a little bit more for yourself, and then you just wild out.
So to me, it's not like you saying, listen, I'm going to while out, and then I'm going to give my friends some money, and then I'm going to while out again. I thought you were going to say, that is not how I thought you were going to. I thought you were going to say, I'm going to while out a little bit, give my friends some money, and then settle down and like start a business, do this and that. My man said,
oh, no, yeah. I mean,
I'm going to bug out, and then I'm going to.
The second round of bugging out is like starting businesses and but like a lot of it, like, once you have $36 million, you can never stop. It's never. I
think it's also a bad idea. Not a bad idea to start a business, but it may be a bad idea to start a business off the bat, because then it's like you have all this capital to start out with, and you think like you have so much money that it's like, who cares? But it's like you're gonna start a business and you may not even know. Not saying you in general, like you personally, but like a lot of people I feel like that would start a business from winning a lottery perspective, they may be so inept, like they may not even know anything about business, but they think it's a good idea because they have the money, you know what I mean? But they don't have any skills, they don't know anything about the marketplace. Not that I do, by the way. I'm just smart enough to know that I don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm gonna start a bowling alley. But it's like you don't even know like if that place is the market for a bowling alley. Just an example, like you don't even know if that's something you're going to be able to handle.
Yeah. Like, you don't know business if you don't know nothing about business.
You don't even know how to handle people, right? Like, let's start there. So you're going to start hiring people. You don't even know how to handle people. Like, you don't even know what it's going to be like to be a manager, because you're going to have to hire a manager. You ain't going to run the bowling alley yourself, right? So now you're going to hire a guy to run the bowling alley. If you're dumb enough to even explain the fact that you are, you just came into this money thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna rob this person blind. They don't know anything. Like, I'm gonna just be writing shit off, stealing money here. Like, so I'm saying in general for the average person, it may not be the best idea to start a business right off the bat.
I think if you win the lottery, like you have to get like a hedge fund.
What do you have to? Oh, you should.
Yeah. Like you have to like find like a person who like is handling like figure out like who is handling like already handling like billionaires' money or like somebody in your bracket because also like the hedge fund that serves the billionaires is not going to listen to you with 36 million.
Yeah,
you find other people in your level like who's handling their money, and then you go to their money manager, and those people will just manage it and invest it to make sure that it never gets smaller.
Yeah, I think I would hope that's the first move I would make. I think what I would hope I would do is sit down with a guy and be like, listen, this is my situation. How much of this can I straight up burn? Like, how much of this are you comfortable with me just straight up saying, fuck this money? How much am I investing? How much, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much, or I would probably say like, okay, I want to live a certain lifestyle. How do I make sure I get that lifestyle to the end of my life? Like, what do I got to do? You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I'm not really that good at math.
Oh, you're better than me. Tell you that right
But
now.
like, I'm doing the calculation, right? So like, if you invest your money and you only want to take out like the money that you make from like, you know, on the investment, and you just always want to leave it in there and like let it never shrink.
Yeah.
You could take out like a, you know, a pretty liberal estimate would be you could take out 4% of it every year.
Okay.
Which is still well over $1 million.
So you're blowing over $1 million a year. Well, you're not blowing it because that also would make that's your bill.
No, I'm saying like if you took all 36 million and you invested it right away.
Yeah.
After a year, you could still take out 1.4 million every year, and the money and the pot would never get smaller.
Right. I'm just saying that's your budget for the year though, is a 1.4.
Yeah.
So that's not. I'm just saying
like,
that's not play money. That's everything. That's like your bills. See, I'm just trying to make sure we're clear on that. That's like that's your money. That's your yearly budget is 1.4. Not saying that's small. I'm just saying that's your yearly budget. Now, I don't know if I'd want to throw all of it in the pot. Like I said, I would want to go to the financial advisor like, listen, realistically, like how much of this can be spent very bad? Like how much of this can I just burn? All right, man to man. Like, come on. And then, you know, how much of this, like, how much can I just live comfortably? Like, how can I live comfortably for the rest of my life, basically? Like, what do I need to invest? What do I need to do to make sure that I'm never broke, my family's never broke, and after I die, I don't give a fuck. All right? I don't give a fuck. Unless I got kids, I ain't worried about leaving nothing. I ain't worried about leaving. I don't care. I don't want to worry about having shit left over unless I got kids. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know it was crazy? I remember I worked at the psych hospital, right? And you know, I worked in human resources. I'm not gonna say the guy's name, but I think I can say this. There was this old doctor there. He like pretty much ran shit around there. If I was gonna take a guess, like just on like his base salary, like the guy was making like over 200 grand a year. And he's probably like in his 70s, like he's been working there for mad long, and he didn't just work there at the hospital, he also had like a company that operated through the hospital,
right?
So like even if he wasn't like at work, he was at work with the other company that's like so he has like 2 streams of income. The guy's like super rich,
right?
And he retired from his main job at the hospital, not because like he wasn't gonna continue, like he was gonna continue being involved, but if he died at any point, other people like the taxpayers would get all the money that he accrued from working there for 70 years. So he retired to make sure that it came back to this guy.
Oh, okay. That it came back to him.
Yeah, and then continued to still show up every day and work at his other position in the same hospital.
You're saying if he died, his money would have went to the taxpayers?
Yeah, like millions of dollars could have just like went back into the tax base and like,
how does that
like
work?
Built, It's fucking unclaimed funds. If the guy has no family
Oh,
and he
okay,
has
okay.
just like the
Okay.
fattest retirement package
I get
ever,
it.
you
I get it.
know.
Unclean funds will just go right. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
like
what
there's
I'm
nobody
saying.
to give it to.
That's what I'm trying to make sure. Like, yo, I'm trying to make sure
Like
this is
he's taking,
spent.
like he was trying to take his money with him when he
Yeah,
died.
I'm making sure this is spent, baby. Steak, lobster. Listen, listen. When I won $400 at the casino for my birthday, which I didn't talk about on the show, but I went to casino for my birthday, won $400. I'm a simple guy, dude. I made $400 last like the whole month, like a little over the whole month. Like I went to Red Lobster, got a steak and lobster. Like I spent all that money basically on food, and I stretched it. Like if I had 36 mil, I think that I would just go insane. Like I could make that last. Like I don't think I would do.
What's the first dinner you get after you get 36 mil?
We're going to Texas Roadhouse. Number one, we're going to Texas just because we can afford something better. But that's my spot. You know, I don't want to experiment on a celebration day.
Do you pick out your steak at Texas Roadhouse?
No.
You
No,
don't?
No, but that day we will. That day we will. Okay, yeah, that day we will. But I don't really care. I mean, I never have a problem there. So I never pick it. I don't really care. Like, so first place we're going to Texas Roadhouse just because. Then we'll step it up after that. Well, I think what I would want to do is I'd pull a crew of you guys out. You're in the crew. I'm not gonna just drop names, make anybody feel bad. I'm pulling a crew of you out and saying, listen, you're done for the month. You ain't working for the month. We're going here. I don't even forget internationally. I'm a simple guy. I don't care about international travel right now. I haven't even seen any of America. All right, we're gonna go anywhere I want, at least for the month. We're gonna just go. First class, we're going to go to the Clown Motel in Nevada. We're going to sit in the cemetery over there, go ghost hunting. We're going to go to every steakhouse we can, just blast the bill. But I think I'd also be smart because I know some places overcharge you just because of like what they are. You know what I mean? Which is why I like Texas Roadhouse because it's a great place to get a steak, but it's like it's at a certain point, you're just paying to be in a hot place. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure a lot of like certain steakhouses, like how much better could you get? You know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't go to like the top of the line restaurant. I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to.
You want to go to like a mid-tier nice restaurant.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to go to I'm not just going to a place because it's expensive and because it's fancy. Like, we're not doing that. We're not just gonna be like, oh, we're gonna go to the 5-star. No. I don't care about fine dining like that. Like, we are gonna go to Waffle Houses. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna go to Texas Roadhouses. We're not gonna get expensive. We're just that money's gonna last. That money is going to last because I don't really have expensive. We're not gonna be. I'll buy a grill, a couple grills, a couple cars. And what I really honestly could imagine myself doing is just like upgrading my living situation 1 or 2 notches. Like I don't think I would need like a 7-bedroom, blah, blah, blah. Give me 3 bedrooms. Give me 3 bedrooms and I'm not even going to live in the city. Why would I'm not trying to live in the city and pay all that price. Like I might stay here. I might go somewhere else, but I'll probably stay here for now because I'm not trying to make any rash decisions and make any moves. Get a couple cars, get a driver, and you guys ain't working for at least a month. We're podcasting
you know what I want to
here.
do? I'd want to get like a zip line between like my main house and my vacation house, and my vacation house is all the way up in the mountains. So when I'm done retreating, I just hop on that shit.
You're going to be like the Grinch. You're going to live in the mountains, like the top of the mountain of Whoville.
Only when I'm retreating, but when I'm ready to come back, I like blow like a big like horn, and then I fly down the zip line.
That's what I would probably do though too, is get a vacation house like you said, but it would be like kind of in the middle of nowhere. A lot of land. And I would probably just get the land and build on the land. Forget even buying a crib on it. You know what I mean?
Like,
just build it.
Yeah.
So I kind of scratched what I said by moving my living situation up a little bit because I would do that. I would straight up build something on mad land, and we would just be setting things on fire, lighting fireworks, just just ATVs. But I mean, to the average like lottery winner, I don't think I would go. We're not going to be going to clubs. You want to go to a club? That's on you. You ain't putting that on my fucking dime. You can be like, yo, we're going to the club tonight. I'm like, you going to the club tonight on your own. You ain't putting that on Gritty's bill.
Damn, really?
Yeah, fuck that. Well, maybe yeah. I'll give y'all one night. I'm not going though. I don't need the lights. I don't what the club for what? The club for what? What is at the club? Tell me what's at the club.
No, honestly, I will say like I'm not even that kind of guy, but at the same time, like if I have it, like I'm going, like I don't have a problem spending money. Like I will go and I'll get it. I'll act like it's not cool, but I'll still do it. There is
nothing at the club for me. There's nothing at the club. What am I gonna get at the club? Oh, I'm gonna pay money for alcohol that I'm not drinking. Oh, I'm gonna listen to music. So I'm gonna listen to the music that I don't want to listen to right now. Oh, I'm gonna see people that I don't even know and probably won't even like because they're shallow and vapid. Not saying that everybody goes to a
but also like a club if you have like 36 million, like you can throw your own party at the club.
Yeah, why don't we just throw a party at a Waffle House and it'll be way more lit? Like we could just be giving random people give the waitresses and shit mad bread, and that'll make me feel 10 times better than like, do you understand like how much better it would feel to just bless somebody that's working at like a minimum wage job with mad bread? That's like half of that. That would be like half of the amount of the bottle I would buy at that bar. I'm not saying I'm altruistic or anything, but dead ass, like, it feels good to just ball out and tip a motherfucker that you know it don't got it. Like
that's true.
Like we could have so much fun with the money we spent at that club. We can do stuff that we actually like to do. Like you're gonna have to go to a club and do what? Sit around, look at people, have people look at you. You barely drink,
but you can't go with expectations. Like you gotta go like it's like a Thursday. Like you're just going to the bar to like grab a drink and then like
I'm gonna go there, get a Pepsi.
You can't go anywhere with expectations.
I'm gonna go there grab a Pepsi, look around, and go, yeah, she's cute, she's hot, but she's probably annoying. And then she's drunk also, which is automatically she's annoying because she's drunk. So like, oh yeah, that's the other thing. I don't really like being around drunk people. So like this is a club.
But you go with your friends. What's at the club is your friends.
We could go to a ratchet ass bowling alley, and we would have so much more fun. Like we could watch. A fight's gonna break out. Probably not from us. We could see that. Yeah. We can bowl. We can go to an arcade, and we would save thousands of dollars. Like there's literally nothing. Like most of the shit people like to do, it's not even fun. It's not even fun.
You're not wrong.
What are we going to do at the club? What? Tell me the best possible outcome for the club. Like, what is the best idea?
We have different tastes. I love getting drunk. I love dancing. I love spending too much money. I love looking over the ledge of a rooftop.
All right, you know what? Middle ground. Middle ground. Here's what we do. I win. We go to Vegas.
Hell yeah.
That's middle ground because we go, you can go to the club. I'll be in the casino playing blackjack. I'll be fucking it up. Me and you will probably be doing that. Then I go upstairs, order a tremendous amount of food, just have a mukbang. Y'all sleep, do whatever you got to do all night. I'm in bed already. When we get up, we're shooting guns. We're doing ATVs. You guys are jumping out of helicopters. I'm just looking at you waving from the bottom because I don't be doing shit like that. You know what I mean? Like we could just go to Disney, ball out there. Like that'll be fun. Like I would just go and just do all the expensive stuff in Disney. Like get the private tour. You could slap Mickey. You ain't gonna do nothing about it because you're just making all the money. You just paid him like $10 million to do anything you want. You know what I mean? Just walk around with we could go and just like get all this, like we could just buy a bunch of expensive shit and just throw it in the middle of in the middle of Disney and when just cause a fucking riot. You know what I mean? Watch people just like beat each other up. Yeah, that's my kind of lottery. I don't think I'm not an expensive guy.
If you hit the lottery, would you open up a wrestling promotion?
No, that would be awful. I don't even.
That's like right where once you started thinking oh, I can use my money to start chaos. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna have a public like guerrilla wrestling promotion in the middle of the street square.
No, maybe one night. Honestly, you know what? Maybe we would do one night where we make a promotion for one night. And we just hire a bunch of wrestlers and then I could just say who's winning and who's losing and shit like that. We just pay a bunch of money and watch people kill themselves with light tubes and fire. Like I would just make the craziest show. That's about it. I wouldn't run no promotion on the daily though.
No, start a business. No, starting business.
Yeah, maybe like one time.
But like I would like hire like mad wrestlers to like show up to like a party that nobody knew a wrestling event was going to be at. That's what I'm talking about. It's like having like the guerrilla wrestling promotion where like they somebody just jumps off your kitchen island and
just call it just mayhem. Sick. That'd be sick. Like wrestling in the house.
Yeah,
they just wrestle in your crib.
So that's the new plan, right? So I win the lottery and I just start hanging out with pro wrestlers.
Right.
Like they're just like around, like you don't know like what is going on. And then like we'll just like be at a McDonald's and like just beef will just spark like you won't know if it's written or if it's real, but like just like I'm just constantly like in shit and like I'm just writing it, like I'm writing on notes, I'm like giving it to guys.
And then we vlog it.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be sick. I like that. The anywhere at any time wrestling promotion.
Hell yeah.
You call it AA. Anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Hell yeah.
But shout out to the girl. Hope she does something good because that's such a life changer right there, winning the lottery, man. But a lot of people mess it up, and it's easy to mess it up. It's so easy to just get entrenched in like the wrong people. Like again, if I was 18, I would not even be. I would probably have done the club thing at 18. Yeah, I would be like, yeah, let's go to the club. Like bottles on me, like whatever. Like I'm trying to hit on a bunch of like coke on me, like blah blah blah. Now forget that. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. Shout out to her. Just be eating Domino's, bro. Like how much? Just be eating Domino's.
I would definitely be buying out like fast food restaurants.
I would probably open up a Dunkin' Donuts, to be honest. That is like, I mean, not like, but would that even make a dent though? Like, okay, what is the income from that Dunkin'? I mean, no, it would be fine. I would open up a Dunkin' Donuts because that's pretty much a guarantee.
You do need like $5 million to open up a Dunkin' Donuts though.
At a 36?
No, yeah, it's not bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but you get a Dunkin' Donuts, I think you're guaranteed that's a good business. Like, you just got to make sure you're hiring the right people. Like,
okay, but check this out, right? So, like, the most common franchise out there is Subway, right?
Yeah.
And it's also, like, the worst, like, one you could buy. And I feel like number 2 is Dunkin' Donuts, so I would rethink that.
Is it, though? Because I feel like
Okay, so the tricky thing about Subways, I hear, is that like there's no minimum distance from the nearest Subway that you have to be.
Right. So you could just have
and that's definitely also true with Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, that's why I said you got to plan it right. You got to make sure you get one in a good area. I'm not just gonna open them in the middle of fucking Wyoming.
Well, what I'm saying is like the thing is that like somebody can come right next to you and open up their Dunkin' Donuts.
Well,
and you guys just both go out of business.
No, because we're millionaires. We will get them like bombed.
Oh,
like we'll hire people to Molotov cocktail that Dunkin' Donuts. Like
corporate terrorism.
Yeah, we ain't playing that. Like we will drive you out of our block. Don't fuck around.
I like this. Like the lowest level of corporate terrorism. Like
or we could do something even worse. Like we could do a slow burn. Like forget just Molotov, right? Like the chick that just came asking me for money.
No,
right?
you do.
Wait, hold on. Like the chick that just came asking me for money, right?
Yeah.
They're on our payroll now. Like people, like we get like addicts and stuff. People that just wander in the street, nothing to do. They're on our payroll now. We pay them to make that the worst Dunkin' Donuts ever. Like notorious. There's always something going down. So where it's like, that's the Dunkin' Donuts you don't want to be at. Like nobody goes there because there's always something happening in there.
All you would have to do is you don't even have to get addicts. You would get high school kids. Like you would just get like a van from like a local high school to just like transport like just like a whole team of kids there every day to just like wild out, like start fights, sell drugs in there, jump off of tables. Like, because I've seen this like in my own neighborhood with Wendy's. Like any like fast food restaurant that has like the after school crowd is just hell. Like you don't even want to be there.
Yeah, I remember being that crew. Like I remember like I look back at those days kind of fondly because it's like I wouldn't want to be there now, but there's something to coming out of school, going to an establishment and ruining it, and just like there's another crew over there that you might get in. There might be a massive brawl between you two. You might get along though. You don't know.
Yeah.
You might get stabbed though. You might get stabbed, or you might be cool. But somebody just cursed out the employee worker minimum wage. Somebody just threw their Coke at the wall. Why? Because it's funny. Like I told this story before on the show. When I saw Tashim throw his
I never saw
literally that. For no reason, bro. For no reason. Like this was this is still one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like it's not even funny, but it's funny.
No, but you got to say what happened.
When we were coming back from McDonald's, a common place that you just be riff-raffing in. We came back from McDonald's, and Tashim has a full size, not like maybe sipped out of once, large Coke.
Oh wait, no, I don't know this story.
You don't know this story?
This is when you hit him with a bottle of cologne.
Okay, please tell that story next. So listen to this. Right. No, this was way less than that. So we're just walking down the street, me, him, and somebody else, and he has this full, large cup of Coke from McDonald's. And for whatever reason, I don't know if somebody dared him. There's a city bus parked right there or stopped right there in the middle of traffic, and he just launches it at the window. just for no reason. Like he just takes his large Coke that we just got and just like a what do you call it? Like a catapult. Like he like put his hand all the way back and just just threw this Coke and just exploded off the bus window. And
Did I ever tell you about how I met Tashim?
No.
Yeah, so I started in high school, and I walk into like the locker rooms, like the basement bathroom, and I walk in, and Tashim's just standing in there.
Right.
And I'm like, what's up? And like I'm going to take a piss, and he's like, yo, you want to see something cool? And he picks up the wood door stopper, and he just like a major league pitcher throwing a baseball, like just threw it right at the window, and he just fucking completely shattered the window. And we just walked out. And I was like, this guy's cool.
Where was this?
It was in the bathroom at school.
Oh, I don't remember that happening. Like I don't remember a window breaking.
Like nobody else even knows about that. Like they were just like, oh wow, like the window broke. Like we have no idea what happened.
Shout out to Tashim. That is great, man. That man was just throwing stuff. I never heard. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I mean, no, yeah. And then he allegedly threw a glass bottle of cologne at somebody's face. You don't remember that? That was like, bro, that was like a year of drama. Like, cause there was like, he was saying he didn't do it. And then he was saying he did it by accident. And then like it was about to get legal. Like he was suspended.
Wait. You got to break this down.
Okay.
What happened here?
Okay. So
we might have to bleep his name out of the podcast now that you tell this story.
At lunch, I mean, he did his punishment. Like at the end of the day, like he got caught. But okay. Yeah. So Tashim allegedly in the lunchroom, Ezric had a glass bottle of cologne, and he threw it at his head and hit him in the eye.
It shattered?
I don't think it shattered because it's like, like a cologne bottle is like thick. Like it just probably like bonked off.
Did you see it?
And like there's never been,
oh no, it was alleged, so you didn't see it.
No, yeah, I didn't see it, but like
it was alleged.
I've talked to him so many times about this. Like there's never been an explanation for like why this went down.
Wow.
And he had to they made him do like community service. Like they made him he was working with maintenance like at the school. Like they really made him like work for no pay. Like they were so upset.
Well, it's either that or you're going to jail for assault.
Yeah, it was like the biggest deal.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal. That's
yeah.
Throwing a cologne bottle in somebody's face. Man, I wasn't there for that. I don't remember that at all. Was that after school? Like during the dorms?
No, that was during lunchtime.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's give the people something good. I would say leave out names if you have to.
Okay.
Let's hear, because you stayed at the dorm in school. I did not.
Yeah.
Tell us the craziest dorm story you remember.
The craziest dorm story
The
I
craziest
remember?
dorm story you remember when you were living there. Is there anything that sticks out to you like that was nuts?
I like a handful all pop to mind.
Okay.
It just depends on like how close was I to the situation versus
doesn't
like,
matter.
was I down the hall?
It doesn't matter. You don't need to be
well,
involved.
probably one of the most memorable ones that like I was down the hall for, I was not in the room, was Chris, completely blind Chris, swung on Jose the night staff because I think he was talking shit to Eddie. Like Eddie can tell his story better. But yeah, no, one of the night staff like was just like mouthing off to Eddie, and Chris Loho came downstairs and was just like, "What did you say to him?" And I think he punched him in the face.
So
like a blind guy just rolled up on this like 300-pound man and just like, pow,
and punched him in the face.
Yeah.
And was there any repercussions for this?
They definitely got in trouble. We had to hear about it later. I had to hear like a whole like lecture for an hour after school.
Damn.
There was.
I don't remember the guy, the night staff. I don't remember that night staff guy. I remember pretty much everybody, but I don't remember him. Yeah, the dorms were like a crazy place in our school. A lot of fun was had.
I used to like smoke cigarettes in my closet. Like nobody say shit to me.
Oh, worse than that happened in those dorms for sure.
Oh yeah, I was drinking. Like
that's nothing compared. Like this stuff happened in those dorms. A lot of fights.
Tashim got thrown through a glass window.
What?
Okay, not a glass window, but you know, like a storm door.
What is that?
You know, like the screen door, but like
okay,
yeah. He got thrown through one of those.
How?
Him and Black were fighting, and you know, he picked him up and just threw him into the door, and like, yo, there was glass everywhere. Like he was mad, cut up, like he was covered in blood. Like he just had to like get in the shower and then like go to his room and just go to bed and like just hope like nobody noticed.
So it was never reported.
No. It was definitely like no. There was broken glass and blood all over the floor.
Oh, but you said he had to shower off and go to bed like
I
so
don't
nobody
think anybody
noticed.
like found out it was him.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying.
It was definitely like another situation where like after school like, you have to sit down for like an hour lecture about like why is like the door broken and like.
That's what I was saying. So the staff never knew.
Yeah, no, they never figured out what happened. Okay. But they also know because that was like, you know, that was like Ken and John and like, you know, they kind of know what's up.
Okay, well, do they work there anymore?
I don't. Does Ken still work? I don't think Ken works there anymore. And I mean, I'm not saying like their last name, right? Like it's 10 years ago. Like,
okay, all right.
It's not murder. Everything has statute of limitations.
That's true. What a wild time. What a wild time high school was when you think about it.
I can think of the time that like that Wayne snapped. And you weren't there for that, but yeah, pretty much, you know, like you know, Wayne, you know, always looked up to like a lot of the older guys, and you know, and he was like sort of like a follower, and like at that age, like when you're kind of like really not even grown yet, but like people younger than you think you're grown, like that shit is annoying,
right?
So like, I think like Wayne wanted to like prove himself to Tashim or something like that. And like they wound up like fighting, and Tashim beat him up,
right?
And then he came back. Like we left, like we had to go do something. We came back. We're all sitting in like, you know, like in the day room, and you know, I don't even know if Tashim is in the room, but Wayne comes back because he kicked his ass in the back of the cafeteria, you know, like in those like back hallways.
Yeah.
And he came back. He's like, where is he? And like the staff stand up, like, what are you talking about? And he just, because he doesn't even live in that building. He's like, where is he? And they're like, yo, what are you talking about? He's like, I think, and the thing he started talking about, I'm looking for Tashim. Like, yo, they tried to stop him, right? And like, just for anybody listening, like, I love this kid. Like, he's a little bit slow. And I'm telling you, like that really came out that day. Like the monster came out of this boy. Like he was like a 13-year-old boy, and I can't tell. Like he started growling, like, "Ooh," like because you like they really like in our school, like like they have permission to like restrain one of the students if like they start getting crazy.
Oh yeah, seen a lot of
So
that.
they start getting around him. They're like, "Yo, listen, like you got to chill the fuck out." And they had to put him down. They put him down on the ground. They stretched him out, and he just started. He's like, "I fought my father," and he started wiling up. Like I've never seen
Like
somebody
he was possessed
like
by a demon.
I worked in a psych hospital, and like this like really still sticks in my head for like how wild.
Was Tashim
somebody
just laughing at this? Because he was like,
think
he was like,
Tashim
I
was,
just
like,
beat
not
you up.
quite in the room, but like I think he eventually did like walk in the room and see it.
I mean, as the guy who just beat
But
somebody
it
up,
took multiple staff to like hold this little kid down. Like he really lost it. Like it broke. Like getting his ass kicked like broke his heart.
right?
And then he was just like ready to murder.
Well, like, let me ask you, like, if you like, you just beat somebody up, right?
Yeah.
And then they behave in this manner afterwards. Isn't it? Aren't you kind of like, all right, like, relax, like you want it to happen?
Oh
again?
yeah, no, Tashim was nowhere to be found.
It's
like he
like-
kind of like was not even paying us no mind.
Yeah, it's kind of like, do you want it to happen again? Like, are you really want to go down this route 2 seconds after I just beat you up? Don't you kind of look at that like, LOL?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. I
know?
mean, that's what it was.
Yeah, it wasn't like
That's
not,
what it was. But it was
not
the
scary.
ultimate freak out though.
It's not scary. Let me. I don't think I've ever told this story on the show, but this one I feel bad about to this day, and it was a total accident. Okay, it was a total accident. This was way before you even got there, and way before I met you.
I wonder if I've ever even heard this before.
So me and this totally blind kid, right, are sitting at a table with a couple other people, and there's this girl who is also totally blind sitting across the table, right? And she has like this kind of degenerative disease, I think, like where she's
I know what
basically,
you're talking
you know what I'm
about.
saying? Like how would you
Yeah.
explain that disease?
I guess it's like a cerebral palsy type of thing where like it progressively gets, or maybe like a muscular
Yeah, like
dystrophy
your
where,
mental capacity and your physical capacity is deteriorating as you
yeah,
get.
it's like muscular dystrophy, except you also maybe it's like Lou Gehrig's disease. I don't know, but it's one of those diseases that turns you into a vegetable.
It attacks your mental and physical faculties, right? So she wasn't like deep down the road at this point, but it was definitely showing signs. She was a very sweet girl, very nice, whatever. I was, I always loved her. So then this blind dude that's sitting next to me has a spork and he's taking his corn from his lunch. He's putting it on the spork, right? And going and putting it back like a catapult, like Tashim's arm, and going bink and flicking it with the corn in the forehead. Like perfectly for a blind guy. I mean, perfect. Like bink. And she would laugh. She was laughing, by the way. and everybody was laughing. He was like, bink. And everybody was like, ha, 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 ha. And then he would take another one, bink, ha, ha, ha. Everybody be laughing. So I said, fuck that. I'm going to try this. So
Oh god.
I could see. I'm going to try this. I grab it, put it on my spork, bink. Next thing you hear, like she starts bawling, crying. I got her straight in the eyeball with my piece of corn, bro. Just like perfectly, just like pink, right in the eye. And she just starts bawling, crying. We all get up and we go, well, I guess it's time for us to, hit the old dusty trail. We get up.
Oh, that reminds me. I know a more fucked up
But
story.
let me tell you this, though.
Okay.
I did evacuate the premises, but a little more pressing. Like I got to thinking about it as the day went on, and it wasn't out of fear. It was straight up. I felt so bad. I was like, "Yo, listen." I went to the assistant principal. I was like, "Listen, I did it. I did not mean to do it. I felt so bad about it. Like this was like I did not mean to do that." So I had to go to in-house suspension. I had to write an essay, and then her parents called my parents like, "Yo, we're gonna come. We're gonna fuck you up." My dad was like, "Yeah, I wish, like, please do." Like they were like threatening us and stuff. It was I remember I called my parents when I got home. I was like, "Listen, they're going to call you with some very troubling news. I just want to let you know. It was an accident, okay? I would never do that on purpose. Never.
Yeah.
Accidentally hit her in the eye. Felt so bad for her. Much love to that girl. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, okay. So probably one of the like most fucked up things that like I can think of that like it just makes no sense. Like why did this happen? Um it actually didn't happen in dorms. It happened like during school hours. Remember there was like the Yaga trend where like you would
Yaga.
okay, it was where you would come back behind the girl and like you would do it in a video and you would pull on the girl's weave and you would say Yaga and you'd run away and then get real mad.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, so this is a thing that was getting out of hand. Like it was getting really because
Where was I?
It used to be like you run up behind a girl and you pull their hair and you say Yaga and then you would run off, right? But then like it started to get more serious to where like now like we're pulling girls' wigs off, like no, and then it got crazy because then like I remember there was one time where like it was a great video where again this is just all stories about Tashaim. We got to bleep his name out.
Oh
Not really.
God.
But so there's this one video where like Ezric is just standing there and like Tashim walks up behind him and he goes Yaga and he doesn't pull on his hair or anything like that. He straight grabs him by both shoulders from behind and just throws him down. Am I still here?
Yeah.
He straight throws him on the floor. Right?
Not even close to the trend at all anymore. That's just, he just did his own
he's
thing.
really like varying from the trend like a lot. Right? Now it's just like
wrong
people
gender,
hurting each
wrong
other.
move.
It's just turning out into the knockout game.
Yeah.
So then the like it really like reached ahead, right? So I'm sitting in the library. It's me, Clyde was there, like not really involved, but he was sitting there watching. It was me, Clyde, and Alfred.
Right.
And do you remember Najee?
Kind of.
Okay, so just descriptions. Alfred is like he's like 6'3", like big black guy, but like one of those guys who like got way too big, way too young in life. So he like he doesn't like really know how to use his body properly, and he's real strong. And then the kid Najee, he's like a real tiny kid. He had like a growth disorder, so he had to be like less than 5 feet tall and like probably like about 100 pounds or less.
God, I don't like where this is going.
And he was, for whatever reason, he was using the computer, but he wasn't sitting down. He was standing up at the desk using the computer, wearing a backpack. So Alfred came behind him, right? And he goes, Yaga, and he grabs him by the backpack and just straight up throws this kid across the room. Like I can tell you, like, he grabbed the backpack, he just went, Yaga, and he threw him across the room, like such that he hit the library desk. Like from the computer, his face smashed into the desk, like the main librarian desk. And like for whatever reason, because like this was done completely in the open, like he didn't even look both ways before he did this. For whatever reason, every staff member in the area happened to be looking the other way at that exact moment. Right, like one person was like in one of the like the like one of the like aisles of the library. Somebody was next door, somebody was in the hallway, the librarian was somewhere else. So like nobody saw this, and like everybody else, like Alfred and Clyde ran away, and it was just me and Najee. And Najee's sitting there like, yo, I just got fucked up. Like, and everybody turned around and saw him laying there on the ground. And like I didn't do it, so like I'm just sitting there chilling. Like I was like, yeah, like I'm here. Like it was too late to run. So then they came and asked me what happened, and I was just like, I don't know. Like I didn't see like what happened. Like I just turned around and like my man was on the ground, right? And then like a couple of different like the vice principal and like Richie, who is like like the crisis staff, he came up to me like a couple of times and like they're just like probing me about it, like ask me questions like, yo, like what happened? Like the story doesn't make sense. Like Najee is saying that like somebody like threw him, and I'm like, nah, like I don't think anybody threw him. Like nobody was around. Like I was just chilling. Like I just saw him laying on the ground. and then he's like, and Najee said that like he got hurt in the eye, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make no sense because Najee fell backwards. So how the hell did he get fucked up on his eyebrow, right? And this kid this is fucked up. This is me being the most fucked up. Is that this kid was epileptic, and I knew he had an incident in the past where he had a seizure, and I was the one who found him having a seizure. So there was like this extra level of credibility, right? So I was like, I pretty much was like, yo, like he's saying he got fucked up here, but I saw him fell backwards and he doesn't know what the fuck happened. Like, yo, I think this kid has a seizure, right? And like, I'm telling you, they're like, he was like, oh fuck, like you see it click in his head. I did not see this kid for like 2 months. Like the next time I see this kid, like he's like this kid, like we don't even talk that much. Like he's like younger than me. He's like next time I see him, like he just like kind of like comes up to me in like a big room full of, he's like, yo, fuck you, Clay. Like I know what you did. Like you told him I had a fucking seizure. Like I wasn't allowed to come to school for 2 fucking months. You fucking suck. And then you just like walk off.
I'm gonna say, yo, fuck you. I know what you did. Please tell me those were his exact words.
I think something like that. Like he, like, you know, he talked weird and shit like that, but he was like, yo, fuck you. Like, I know you told them.
That may be the greatest story you've told on the show. Just the ending that is amazing, dude. Oh my God! Shout out to him. I remember him now that you're saying this. I remember exactly.
No, I felt bad because like I didn't know that like me just like telling that lie to cover my friend was gonna like make him like have to like be home.
Yeah, but you're no
sneak
like a snitch on your friend.
Yeah,
I don't blame you. I don't listen. I'm a corn thrower, so I can't. I can't throw. I'm throwing corn over here. I can't throw stones. What am I gonna do?
Yo,
my dad called me a corn thrower for like. My dad probably still will call me a corn thrower. And like after that, I would just be walking in my house like at Christmas dinner or something. Be like, nobody likes a corn thrower. Like he'll just he's done that forever. Oh my God, what were you gonna say?
When I was probably in 5th grade. You know, you used to get the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at school that came in the plastic wrap.
Yeah.
I used to take like all like any like jelly that was like left over on the wrapper, plus like any like I would get like ketchup packets and shit, and I would squeeze them into the little like saran wrap, and I would make like a little fucking water balloon.
Yeah.
And I was just like not even using my brain. Like I don't even know why. You know what I was doing? I would make it like a little water balloon full of ketchup, and I would hit it with my fist, and it would splatter all over the wall. And I thought that shit was funny, right?
It is sick.
Yeah, it was.
What would
hilarious.
you put it in?
Like it was like a piece of saran wrap from the sandwich.
Okay.
And then one day, like I did it, and like I really didn't realize that like I couldn't control the angle on that. I was just getting lucky. And then one day, like I just went pow, and like I just like popped like the ketchup bubble, and that shit straight squirted behind me like into this girl's hair, and I just hear like an instant like. And then they ran over, and the girl's covered in ketchup, and I got in trouble. They didn't call my mom though.
That's not that bad. Ketchup in the hair? That's not like you putting gum. That's not gum in there. That's not gum in there. That's insane. When you were talking about trends, I don't remember the Yago one, but I remember the one that we started in the school. I don't know if you started it with us, but we told this story like years ago on the show, but it's so old now. You remember the Shank game? We used to play the Shank game. So I don't know, maybe somebody, I must have been watching like a prison show at the time, and then I was like, I just started this game where we would all have pens, and we would, with the cap on, you would just corner somebody or hold somebody down and start shanking them with the pen, with the cap on them, and it would hurt. You would catch people in the ribs, catch people in the back. You know, you'd hurt them like that, right? But it's not like
this sounds like a really hood version of the spoon game.
What is that?
The spoon game is a game that like you play in like college, where like everybody like has to have a spoon on them at all times for like the next month. Like if you get caught without your spoon, somebody else touch your spoon to you, and like you're out of the game. Like you're like officially like shunned.
But there's no consequences.
The consequence is you're out of the game now.
That's lame. This one you actually got hurt. You got to hurt somebody. It was fun. It was cute.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is a much more twisted version.
Yeah, like let's say me and Clay's like, you know, maybe me and Clay would be walking down. I think this happened with me and somebody else, but like say me and Clay be walking down the hall together, and we would see, let's say like Eddie walking down the hall, we'd be like, yo, let's fucking get this guy. And then we just grab him, throw him in the corner by the lockers, just like, you know, hit him with the pen, just like bam, 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 bam. So we were playing this for a while, and I remember it was like, yo, Tyler cannot play this game. Like we were like, yo, because Tyler's like you were saying with Alfred, like he's somebody who just doesn't know his own strength, you know?
Yeah.
He was just mad big, and we're like, we know he's not gonna know how to like hold back a little bit, because you gotta hold back a little bit. You can't just be, you know, really sticking somebody, even with the cap on. So we kind of like told Tyler he can't play, right? Well, one day, this is one of my favorites. I was calling Dre to see if he was to tell this, but he's not around. So remember we had art with Mr. Jason, and we would make.
I never had that class, but okay.
You didn't have art class?
No.
Interesting. Okay, we have to revisit why.
I had music class.
Oh, all right. So we were making clay sculptures. And if you know, you put clay in the kiln at the end and it gets hard and you go home with your little sculpture, right? So Tyler made a pyramid, like an Egyptian pyramid out of his clay. And now let's go from Dre's perspective. Dre's sitting at bus duty, right, with the little kids. He must have been, I don't know what he was doing there. He must have been talking to one of the staff, right? Or he definitely wasn't talking to his staff, but he was like at bus duty, but with the little kids section doing something. And next thing he knows, he feels this big poke, this major poke in his back. He's like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, what the hell was that? Like, he definitely just got stabbed in the back. And he looks behind him, and it's Tyler dying laughing. He's like, hell, I got you. Shank game. And he's holding this massive, basically glass pyramid that he got from Jason's room. And Tyler must have just wound back and just, bing, stuck Dre right in the back with the top of the pyramid. So he literally stabbed Dre in bus duty, and Dre was like, "Yo, if I wasn't around all the kids, like, I don't know why he was there. But he's like, if I wasn't in that area, I would have killed that man right now." Like Tyler's just laughing, having a great time, and Dre just got stabbed in the back, and that's why we wouldn't let him play. I think shortly after that, the Shank game was retired.
Yeah, it sounds like. You know what I used to love in school? When you would take a pen, you'd rub it against a marble notebook real fast, and then you would burn somebody with it.
I don't remember that at all.
Hell yeah, you take a ballpoint pen and you rub it back and forth on a marble notebook cover real fast for a few seconds, and then you could touch it to somebody's hand and it'll burn the shit out of them.
Oh, we gotta try that.
Hell yeah.
We gotta try that. I don't remember that at all. Wow. School was great. There's so many stories we could tell you. I mean, you got some I don't even remember. I don't remember none of those.
What was the one? Oh yeah, I told you the thing with Najee. Yeah, man, there's so many.
It was we had a good time.
I mean, there's Aaron getting the knot in his forehead.
Oh, I was there for that.
I didn't see that one. I just know about that.
Yeah, I mean that was just basically a fight. He just got thrown to the ground, and then he had like this unicorn knot. Like it was
like I've never seen somebody get that before.
It was crazy, and I walked out, and I act like I didn't see. Like they asked like what happened. I was like I don't know, but I saw him. I saw his face collide with the ground because he was fighting another friend. So I'm not gonna get it was 1-on-1. It was one friend against another. I'm like, what am I gonna do? So just his face hit the ground, and then they just kind of went their separate ways. And my man went back with this massive unicorn horn on his freaking forehead, dude. It was crazy. It was nuts. Yeah, I mean, Clay was academic. You made your way through school academically, and I just kind of got out. They kind of just let me go. I think, like I dead ass think they just said let's just let him graduate for some reason. Like
also me too.
No, but you were smart. You did. Oh, were you involved in the fake book report ring? Were you around for that?
No, that was you and Eddie, and I don't know nothing about that.
You didn't know that? So we had a teacher. One of my friends, a grade above, put me on, and he was like, "Yo, the English teacher doesn't." This was not Klein, not the one you had. It was the one before.
No, yeah, it was Ludwig.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yo, she doesn't check if the book is real. Like, she doesn't do a background check on your book. She just reads the report, and that's it." So basically, what we would do is we would just make up a book. Like we would just maybe like let's say I like John Cena. I would just make up a life story for him and make it sound like I read it in a book and write that up and pass. That's it. Like that was like you had the whole month to read the book and write a report. I would do it the night before, and then like sometimes I would take a book that existed already. Like it'd be like, oh, like let's say Where the Red Fern Grows. I would just I'd be like, yeah, Where the Red Fern Grows. Yeah, it was crazy. It was about this woman. She she died by the red fern and they buried her, and her son was looking for her for 15 years, and he goes vacationing there and he just finds her bones like out of nowhere, and I would just write like just like make up a story, and then I would do that for myself, and I would do it for some other kids, and I get paid to do their reports too. It was so much fun.
I used to just do The Outsiders for every single book report. Like I read it one time in like the 6th grade, and I just did that every year for every book report for probably until senior year of high school.
Wow. You only had to write one a year?
Maybe it was 2.
Because I remember Ludwig had us doing one a month.
It was probably like one a quarter. And then I only had her for like a year.
You know, my nephew, I don't know what's going on in school today, but he told me that they don't even do vocabulary words anymore. I'm like, so what do you do? What do you mean you don't give them vocabulary words?
They just talk about feelings all day.
Is that what goes on?
I don't know.
How do you not give kids I mean, that's what my nephew's no liar. I'm like, so what are you doing? Like, are you doing vocabulary words and stuff? He's like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's odd. It doesn't make any sense. But I just basically passed by the skin of my teeth. Don't know how I got out of school. We just messed around the whole time, basically.
I'm still in school. I'm fucking around. I was supposed to be doing homework today.
Yeah, but you're doing something more important.
Yeah,
this is far more important for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? This is gonna go out to millions and millions of people, and they're gonna hear that you covered for your friend by saying this boy had a seizure and he could not go to school he was bedridden or something for 2 months. They made him stay in his room.
I don't even know what happens to him when that happens.
They probably put him like in a padded room. They probably put him like in a room where there's no edges.
There go like so many doctor's appointments and like. And like the whole time, like he had to be like telling everybody that like I was lying and like it never happened and like I really did get beat up and like.
I think he's the boy that cried wolf. I mean, because he's had many seizures already, or at least a few. So
no,
wow.
Yeah, because thinking back to it, because like I did really find him one time after he had a seizure and like he denied it. Like he was like, "Fuck, are you talking about?" Like,
so he denied the one he actually had.
Yeah, he was like, "No, like I was just tired." Like,
yeah, okay, wow. So we were going to do the 7-Eleven versus Domino's pizza like we said on the show, like, I don't know, 10 shows ago. But listen to this. So we go to the 7-Eleven last weekend or something, and I go and I'm like, hey, let me get a slice of pizza, right? The only 7-Eleven by me. And he goes, can't do it. I'm like, what do you mean? 7-Eleven. I've been eating pizza from here since high school. Well, at least I used to in high school. He's like, we're the only 7-Eleven with no oven for that. Like, we're literally the only one. He said I've been calling corporate to hook us up, like to give us the pizza oven. He's like, you walked into the only 7-Eleven that does not have an oven for that.
Damn.
He was like, I could give you anything else. I was like, what? So we ended up doing Domino's versus Pizza Hut. If you want to see that, go on the channel right now after this episode and watch it. And let me tell you this.
I don't know what I'm pointing at.
Pizza Hut does not taste good cold for some reason. I don't know if it was that day, but like Domino's, I'll eat that straight up out the fridge. I had to
that's why Pizza Hut is dine in.
Okay. It is dine. Well, some of them aren't, all right? Some of them don't have the dine in.
Pizza Hut was always primarily dine in. You could pick up, but they definitely like almost never had delivery until like very late in the game.
Wow.
And like they wanted you to eat that pizza on the spot. They knew it was garbage.
That's what it was, because I never encountered a pizza that didn't taste good cold. I've eaten pizza cold my entire life. I've never eaten Pizza Hut cold till that day, and I was like, what the hell? I took out my waffle iron and I just, heated it up there. But I was very shocked. It was very disturbing. And next time we go, we're going to have to do because they do have a dine-in one there. That one was dine-in. Like, that's the one with the buffet, right? Like, you just pick your pizza up, pick your little wing up, right?
Well, they have the pizza buffet sometimes, but I heard that like is not as popular anymore. But you just order the pizza.
Oh, okay. But I saw something in the middle of the restaurant, it looked like a buffet
salad
thing.
Bar, and then they'll have a pizza buffet, but like that doesn't have everything.
Okay. It'll have like wings though and stuff. Wings, breadsticks, stuff like that. Okay, that's what I was saying. I figured the pizza wasn't there, but the other stuff was there. The sides were there. So you can go check that out. Maybe when I come down there, or we'll have to set it up where we do We have to get some
7-Eleven. I am
pizza.
Team 7-Eleven.
No, and I was Team Domino's all the way. It's literally the best pizza ever. It's the greatest. I think the next one we're gonna do, so firsthand exclusive right now, possibly, is Papa John's versus Little Caesars. I've never had Little Caesars.
Me neither.
And I've only had Papa John's once or twice.
I've never had Papa John's and thought it was very good.
I remember it being expensive. I remember being a little taken aback.
It's expensive, and the pizzas are kind of small.
Oh, really?
And anytime somebody is like offered me Papa John's, they always like ordered some kind of pizza that like made me like uncomfortable. Like it was always, something that like it had all sorts of toppings I didn't even know go on pizza.
Like, don't say pineapple because that goes on pizza.
No, I don't care about that. But like, no, they'll give me like a, like a Papa John's like chicken penne pizza with vegetables, but also fruit. Like it's just dumb shit.
Oh,
but I had L&B like some real like sauce on top like Sicilian pizza the other day. That shit was good.
You like that? It's like,
Hell yeah.
It's just sauce?
Well, it's a Sicilian slice, but instead of the cheese being on top, it's bread, cheese, sauce, Parmesan cheese.
Oh, so double cheese. Bread, cheese, sauce,
but the Parmesan cheese is a much lighter layer.
Right. That sounds like a little too much cheese for your boy.
It's pretty much cheesy bread with sauce on top.
Okay. So is it like a light layer of cheese on the bottom too? Not like, is it like a regular amount of cheese for a pizza?
When it's all in your mouth, it doesn't feel weird. Like,
oh, thank you for that drop. That's...
Oh fuck! I forgot. I was like, no, that was in context, but you can just slice it.
Gotta hit a pause on that one, bro. Every time I think about cutting back on drinking the peach tea, which I haven't been drinking peach Snapple anymore, by the way. I've been drinking peach, Georgia peach. What is that brand? Oh my God, I'm spacing on the brand, but I'm drinking another peach tea right now. It's not Pure Leaf, it's the other one, not Nestle. But I've been drinking some other iced teas because the peach Snapple has become, it's like a little sour to me now. I'm not really feeling the taste anymore. I'm kind of off that train, but I'm not off the iced tea train. I'm still drinking the Gold Peak peach iced tea.
Oh, hell yeah. Gold Peak is the best.
Gold Peak peach.
Their tea is almost like oily.
Oh, I never got that. I never got that.
The green tea, I feel like it has like the oils in it.
Oh, okay. I
don't understand what I mean by that.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
What I mean.
But I have to try it. I have to see the oil. But I know it's smoother than
It's like the richest non-oil liquid.
It's smoother than the Snapple. Right now, as if I can compare them, the Snapple's a little sour. So every time I think about like cutting back on the peach tea, whether it's like, oh, you're going to get kidney stones, or it's like you're going to get diabetes, I always end up running into like an article that will make me not want to do that. They'll contradict that thought, and that will make me just go right back into the throes of iced tea addiction. Like I just saw this guy, Andy Lau, I think his name is. He's like a director and an actor and a producer in China, I believe. And he drinks 20 cups of coffee a day. He said it relaxes him. Can you imagine?
Oh, my grandfather was like that.
20?
My grandfather smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day, and he had coffee pots in every room of the house running at all times. And like he would just and like for food, it was just pizza and then like a Slim Fast.
Did he tell me he died at like 48?
I think it was like 55.
Yeah, that's a little young.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's like, who's to say? Because I was at a restaurant the other day, right? And I'm like seeing all these old people. I'm like looking at all these cotton heads, at this big table, and I'm like picturing that's being us, right? Yeah. And I'm like, do I really want to? Is that what I want? Or do I want to? Yeah, do I want to go out semi on top? Like, do I want to go out at like 60? I'm not saying that I do. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that at 60 I'll have second thoughts. I'm just saying, thinking about it from now, I'm like what's after that? Like after 60, it's like, what am I doing with myself now?
Well, I can tell you this.
You
right?
can't
So,
even play with yourself.
It's very like Irish guys to like want to die at like 50 years old. And now like my dad is definitely like at the age that he said he wanted to be dead by. And I can tell you like for sure, like he's looking forward to me putting him in a home.
What do you mean?
Like he's looking like he lived his whole life. He did all right, and now like he's kind of like waiting, like he's gonna thug it out for like a few years, and then like he's ready for like the senior community.
You know what? That's what people say. I mean, that's what he says, but it's like you gotta be. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
Because
you
also
gotta,
like my dad has no friends, and I feel like his idea of like masculinity is like being a man who just has like no social network, like no friends, like just watches Fox News all day and drink coffee. And he's like in like 15, 20 years, I'm gonna have some friends again. I'm gonna go down to the senior community, but right now I'm being a thug. I'm just gonna watch Fox News all day.
But like, don't you need a good amount of money to place somebody in an adequate home? Because a lot of them, like if you go to just like a run of the mill one, you know you're running into like bed bugs, abuse, like fighting rings, all kind of stuff, sexual abuse.
But he has health insurance.
But are they gonna send him to a good one? Like you got to have good money to be in a good place like that.
What is he doing? Supporting me? Like, you know.
No, I'm just saying like. I'm just
like he has enough money to support himself right now, so I mean it's the same.
Well, when I'm thinking about it from my own point, like my own, like from my own self, like, and even from my parents, I'm like okay, if you go to one of these places, like you have to go to a top of the line one because you've seen what goes on in the run of the mill joints, right?
I don't think my dad wants to be in a nursing home though. I think he wants to be in like a senior community where you just have like a room.
Is it like one of those places where you have your own apartment?
Yeah. Like you have your own apartment, or you have like like your like studio in the building, and everybody hangs out front and smokes cigarettes.
I get. Not a senior sent like home.
I mean, I think the line is kind of thin. There's definitely a gray area there.
Yeah,
but there's a distance. There's a difference between like a you come here to die home and like you come
here to live and then die.
Lightly assisted living,
Yeah, because when I think of senior homes, I'm not thinking of a good place. I'm thinking of dark, depressing, dreary, possibly some sexual abuse.
No, it's like nature. College. Like,
I don't think it's like college.
You have your own room, but you don't have to cook. Somebody cooks for you.
That's the other thing. I have specific tastes.
And you can just sit around and like drink and like, just,
That's what I'm
just
saying.
like
sound
chase
fun.
after like old ladies.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound fun. Like, and then it's like,
no,
okay,
but
so
they
then
get pussy. Like that's really what it's about.
Yeah, well, if that's true, that's good. Well, I remember working in a senior building, like with the whole built, like it was like an apartment complex. We see they were all fucking. Like you would hear at a table, like I'm dating this one, I'm dating that one, doing this and that. But that's cool because they got an apartment. You know what I'm saying? But like going to one of those like senior homes is what I don't like. Like that's what I'm afraid of.
Oh,
that's what I don't like. Like a senior building is okay because you have your own apartment. You're just basically living with seniors in a building. You're not in a senior home, like where you're just in a room. A lot of times you're sharing a room. Those are the ones I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those suck.
Yeah. So he's not looking forward to going to one of those.
No. He's looking forward to going to the cool ones.
Okay. So that's what I was saying. Like, do you need a lot of money to be there? Like, how does that? I don't know.
No, I think it's like getting an apartment. Like it's like getting an apartment. There's probably like some additional like annual fees on top of it. You probably like they'll probably provide you your food and shit. But
so do the only people that like the only people that end up in the ones I'm thinking about, like they are like really they need a lot of help.
Yeah, I think that's for people who need more assistance.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm thinking about then. Like they need more care.
But I mean, also at that age, I think everybody needs care. I don't know if it's separate. I might be like completely full of shit.
I think there's two different ones because I know I've heard of people that have like their own apartments, and I've worked at a place like that. And then there's ones where it's like you're all basically in a big building, and you all have a room. And,
well, yeah, there's one that's like practically a hospital, and then the other one that's like a building.
And you have like you all have a room, and then you have like a common area, like you're saying, like college. That's what I don't want. I don't want to be in a dorm. I don't want that. So
there's also the third one where there's like the nursing homes. I guess that's what it is. There's a difference between a nursing home and senior living, or like assisted living.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about.
And then there's also nursing homes for like old and crazy people.
Oh, that you don't want to go there.
Like there's like the senior psych homes.
Oh man, yeah, that's
Yeah, those get ugly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, 60, you're not there. You got like another 10 till you get there.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's sad to think about, but it's like, do you really got to have your shit in place to want to go past 60? No.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think anybody's looking forward to it.
Like, if we hit the lottery, like we said earlier, then yeah, all bets are off. I'll stay alive till 90. I'm getting, I'm getting hooked up. 70 years old, getting whatever I want. But it's like if you don't have that kind of financial cushion and you don't have that support system, because if you're rich, you can have anything you want. You can have anybody you want around you, basically. Like not like Hugh Hefner, but like, somebody affluent.
Yeah.
It's like, do you wanna go past 60? I'm just saying this now in my 20s. I don't know what I'm thinking about at that age, but I just kind of saw them and I was like, do I really want to? Like, I'm already kind of hurting now. Imagine waking up 68. What you're gonna feel like? My shoulders are already fucked up. My knees hurt. My knee hurts sometimes.
Yeah, but hopefully, I'm aiming because I'm the same way. Like, I hurt now because I'm 25 and all I eat is sugar. So, I'm hoping that by 80, like I kind of have it figured out. I'm kind of like a yoga guru. I can bend space and time with my mind.
Well, if you're a yoga guru, you may have like some students, and they'll hook you up. You'll have a.
I just want to I do want to be an old man. I feel like that is like my final form.
Like you'll be at peak.
Yeah. Like, cause like when you're an old man, like you can just like hit on people. Like you can be like soup. Like you can just be like, if you're like a good looking old dude, like you just be like super sexual to like everybody. Like everybody loves it.
I don't know about everybody. I don't know about everybody, but I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
And at that age, it's like, hopefully
you got like a cool, hot old guy.
At that age, though, it's like a lot of the old people I knew growing up, it's like they just gambled all the time. Like, so you'd have to have some money at that age though to be doing that. Like the casino was big. Like, you gambled, you played cards.
No, but the old people go to like the penny slots and shit.
Oh, then you're not talking about like serious gambling.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my grandma came home with some hundreds. Like, she made some good money.
Oh, it happens.
She made some good, but not often. You're saying.
Yeah, and I mean, hell yeah, my uncle Gat, he always used to have us drive him to off track betting. That was the shit. I'm mad that that's not there anymore. I could have grown up and been an OTB guy.
Yeah. I mean, we can still bet on the horses.
And betting on horses. Yeah, you can still bet on horses, but they don't have like the brick and mortar establishments anymore.
Oh, we can go to the track though. You go to the track, smoke cigarettes, smoke cigars.
We should.
Yeah, let's go. We can go.
Yo, we should get like dressed to the nines.
You want to? We'll do a vlog.
Hell
Where could we go to the? Where could we go to the? Where's there a track? I mean, we can go to Saratoga. We just went.
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably have to be somewhere upstate.
We just went to Saratoga. We had a great time. You would love it. They got anything you need up there.
Yo, but fuck that. We should get like dressed the nines and go to like a turtle race.
Oh, and then that'll be like even more exciting.
Yeah.
Do they? I mean, are those underground? Like
no, they're legal. Realistically, I got this tortoise because I was gonna train him up to race Eddie's tortoise or Eddie's turtle, and we were gonna start buying mud turtles and running them on the circuit and training them and shit.
Damn, and this didn't come to fruition because Eddie moved.
No, Eddie punked out and didn't get the mud turtles, and then I decided to get a tortoise, and then I thought that a tortoise is just as fast as a turtle, but they're much slower.
Oh,
like
really?
Eddie's turtle smokes my turtle.
So is there any room for this dream to still come true?
I'd have to get more turtles and start training them.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean the turtles are like $10.
Get the turtle.
Like free.
Let's get the turtle ring going.
Yeah, started racing turtles.
That'll
going
be sick.
To creepy little bars and doing turtle races.
Dude, I think you can make a whole turtle YouTube channel. Like you name them, you give them like characteristics, that you race them. People will love that. People
That's
would
like
love it.
Turbo. Turbo's like my favorite movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I did like Turbo too. I didn't think I was gonna like it like that. That was like maybe one of the last Pixar movies besides Soul that I really liked.
I didn't see Soul.
Soul
I
was
don't know
good.
anything about that.
I don't really think like I don't know if
I
it's
saw
your vibe.
The Bad Guys. You see that?
No, is that good?
The Bad Guys is great. It's pretty much it's like a Zootopia version of like an Ocean's 11 movie.
Uh-huh.
Where it's like all like the zoo animals, like they have like the crew. It's like they're the bad guys, and like they just do the heists, and like it's a very like it's like on a 2-year-old level of storytelling, where it's just like these bad guy animals that go around just like straight robbing people.
Well, how do they
and like
they rob people like at gunpoint?
No, they do like bank heists and like rob casinos and like steal art and shit.
Oh wow!
And it's all done in like this, like in like the Ocean's 11 formula of like, here's the plan, and then like they start explaining it, and by the time it's like done, they're like halfway through and shit. It's fucking sick, but it's like 4 or 5-year-olds,
and it was good.
Yeah, and like you can't really tell if like at the end of the movie like they're good or they're bad or like they're good. Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You're 5.
Yeah.
What
if I would have seen that movie when I was 5, I would have just become such a criminal.
You would have just been just like a total wannabe bank robber.
Hell yeah, because like it's 4 kids at that age who will just be whatever like the thing in the movie is. So like hell yeah, I'm like a fucking thief. Like I'm just gonna steal everything.
Yeah. Well, at that age, I was watching real movies. Like I was watching real bank heist movies and real like people getting killed and people getting shot. So I'm glad I didn't turn out to be like that.
But that's different because like it's more real when you see like a real person doing it and you're like, that person doesn't look like me. But like when the lion does it, I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
It makes you think like it could be done. It's more in your realm of like consciousness.
It's more cartoonish.
Yeah. You're like, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the funny animals doing it.
But like if you see like Denzel Washington doing some shit, you're like, well, that's Denzel. Like I can't.
I can't even front. Like when I saw Lost Boys as a child, like I lost my mind, bro. Like I was.
You tried to get me to watch that movie. I was like, what the fuck is this?
I had a pleather jacket. Like I thought I was so bad, bro. I was like showing my fangs to bitches. Like check them out. They're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like I thought I was fly when I saw Lost Boys. I was like. I don't even know. Like I was so young when I saw that movie, like 5 years old, 6 years old.
I was really into The Little Vampire.
That was a great movie. I was thinking about watching that the other day. I was like, that's the one Halloween movie I have not seen since I was a child, like since it came out.
They redid it?
With who?
Netflix.
Oh,
they did an animated version.
I ain't watching that.
They like changed the plot a little bit.
I ain't watching that. Is it whack?
It's fine.
The only thing Netflix does good is Cheer. I like Cheer. That's it. If it ain't Cheer, I don't want to see it. Cheer season 3.
You still got to see Pearl.
Oh, I was thinking about that the other day. I was literally thinking about that this morning. That I got to see Pearl.
Yeah, man.
It was good, right? This was the girls on the farm.
Like, it wasn't like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but it was a pretty interesting movie.
The girl was like on the farm, right? She had like just killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was like, I don't know.
She fucks a crow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mo. She fucked Mo?
Yeah.
Mo was in the movie? Wow.
Yeah, she just sits on it in the middle of the field. She just sits on it and starts fucking a crow. It's crazy.
I got to see this. I might watch it tonight. Today, right? So when I was like 8 years old, I wanted to see this movie Twisted when I was like, because I don't know about you or anybody listen to this, but when I was a little kid, I've been watching adult movies forever. Like any kind of movie you can imagine, I've been watching, like gangster movies, killing movies. That might have warped me from that young age.
No, you're that guy. You're that guy that like their parents like just controlled nothing about like what media they consumed.
They definitely tried, but I think like after like they would go through their spurts. Like I remember one time I got this CD and it was like a burn CD. And I think my dad listened to it, and it was that Snoop Dogg song "Lay Low," and it was so graphic. It was like, yeah, I got fucking this chick, I'm squeezing her titties and stuff. And I remember like I got sat down, and my dad was like, "Yo, what is this? Like, why are you listening to this? Like, no, you can never listen to this again." And then I got banned from like watching certain things, and it lasted like a week. But like, pretty much I watched whatever I wanted at any age, basically.
That's
like,
pretty cool.
My dad, like, Scarface, whatever. So I wanted to see this movie.
I was only restricted like when I was really little.
Right. Like how little we talking till you got to watch something?
Probably until probably around like 7. Like it was just like it didn't matter anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, like my parents may walk by and they go,
But like I wasn't like I remember like I wasn't allowed to watch like wrestling or Power Rangers when I was little.
"What?
But I was wild. Like if I saw it for like even a second, like I would just start like coming off the top rope. Like
yeah. Start bugging out.
like I could not be shown that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I've been watching wrestling forever too. Like that's another thing. We used to do wrestling moves on each other and stuff like that. That shit is definitely real. When they're like, don't try this at home. Like no, kids will do that at home. That is a fact.
Yeah.
We used to do that shit
yeah.
all the time.
Because you think that that's what fighting is.
Well, yeah, at that age, and it's just fun. It's just fun to see somebody get hit in the head with a chair.
Oh,
it's fun to see a big guy with a mask on, and at that age, wrestling was super sexual, so that was even better. Like, brawn panties match. Like, of course, I'm trying to see a brawn panties match. What? Like, kids today don't know nothing about wrestling. Like, we had all Playboy pillow fight matches, all kind of shit like that. So today, my life came full circle, I guess. I wanted to see this movie. It's funny, like the stuff that sticks in your mind, right? Like the stuff you remember. Because when I was 8, I remember my mom was going on a trip. Like this is so vivid, this whole experience, like this whole thing. My mom was going on a vacation for something, and I was like, before you leave, I want you to take me to see Twisted. I want you to take me to see the movie Twisted. And it was like this movie about like this chick, and she's like investigating a murder, and she's like having sex with everybody. And like my mom would take me to see like Open Water and stuff where the people get eaten by sharks. And for some reason, she just didn't take me to see that movie when I was a kid. She was like, I think she said like that movie, I'm not going to take you to see that. Like I'm not going to bring you to see that movie. So I remember that movie for 10 years probably then. And this morning when I was brushing my teeth, that movie popped in my mind again. Like every year, every so often it'll pop in my mind. I was brushing my teeth. I was like, I gotta watch the movie Twisted. So I watched it today. It was pretty good. It was like Sam Jackson and the chick, and she's banging everybody, and she's like, everybody she fucks dies, like they get killed, but she blacks out. So she has to figure out like, is she killing them or is somebody else killing them? And it ends up being the police chief, who's Sam Jackson, who raised her. Like it was a dope movie. But I was just thinking, like, how weird is that stuck in my mind since I was 8 years old? Like, that I have to see this movie from a commercial. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that shit sticks in your head. Like, I definitely, there's like a couple of different like movie trailers like I really still think about.
Have you seen them?
Yeah. Like, definitely like the Saw movies. Like, I went back and like rewatched when I was old enough. I was not old enough when they came out.
Oh, you didn't wait? You didn't watch them when they came out? I went to the theater to see that.
No.
Wow, I was watching people getting their freaking. Wow, we went like opening week.
Like maybe like by the time Saw 4 came out, I was like getting it on like pay-per-view. But I know like definitely all the Saw movies, like the trailers, like scared the shit out of me. Like because I had never even seen a horror movie at that point.
Wow. You're
so like
27?
So like so like I'm 26. So the commercials scared me. And I was like too scared. Like I had never even seen the movie. Like I was just bugged out off the commercials. Because I thought the little puppet man came to kill you.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
didn't even know the plot of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
And then like 10 years later, I went back and watched it.
Well, 2 years does make a difference, like at that age. Like
oh yeah,
2
and
years.
Also, like I had never seen a horror movie.
Yeah, so that's
maybe I had just the first horror movie I saw was Halloween 2, and I didn't see that until I was 9.
Wow. I've been watching Michael Myers since I can remember. Like I had a Michael Myers themed birthday party before I even got to middle school. Like it was lit. I was on. Like I was going to see all that shit. That's wild. So listen.
Probably the first real horror movie I really watched like in a dark room and like paid attention the whole time was Dead Silence.
Oh my God, that movie scared me to death when that came out.
Oh shit.
Did that dude? That was the first one you saw?
Yeah.
How did you like that?
No. I had seen like my sister was watching Halloween 2, like kind of
right.
like in the same room with me.
Okay.
So like I saw that kind of bugged me out, but yeah, no, I saw Dead Silence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did say Halloween 2. I'm like, I don't know why I fucking spaced out, but yeah, that movie was a good one to see for your first time, like in in like dark room, like on your own.
But no, not on my own. Like simultaneously, like I was like in a room like full of like other kids. Like I was trying to feel a titty. Like this was like I was honestly not that focused on Dead Silence. It probably should have scared me more.
Dude, remember when we went to the church and watched all those horror movies on Halloween?
Awful.
Like it was boring in the moment, but I look back on that night very fondly, and I was telling the reverend at the church about it because we were talking about like, oh, we should watch this like demonic movie in the church, and she was like, oh my god, no, you can never do that. And I was like, yo, like we dead ass on Halloween went to this church when we were like
to be fair, it's like a Unitarian church. Like they're not Christians.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you know, you just remember church. So
Yeah.
It was like this church, and we were like 15, 16, and they did zombie night there. And when we walked in during like in the sanctuary, so like where everybody would sit at, they had the kids coming after you as zombies. They're like that was pretty lit. Like they had all the kids made up, and then you went downstairs, and we proceeded to watch Night of the Living Dead, which was so boring. Shaun of the Dead, which was pretty good, and like one other zombie movie or something.
There was like one other one that like was not even really a zombie movie, but like at the end, like she kind of has like a hallucination and there's like a zombie chasing after her. So like that's how it's a zombie
They were
movie.
just like, yeah, zombie. There's a zombie in it at the end. Yeah, I guess so. I don't remember that one. I was just telling her like how fun that was. Like just thinking back on it, like it was Halloween. We were in a church watching horror movies, but then I was telling her like,
I'm glad because at the time we were like shitty teenagers and like it was like the worst thing I could have brought my friends to.
no, it sucked in the moment. Like it was boring as hell. But I was telling her that you and Eddie went to the kitchen and you were like, yo, you guys like gonna use those empty whipped cream cans? They were like, no,
I
take
forgot
them.
about that.
And you guys were basically doing whippets in the back.
That's so fun.
You guys were
degenerate.
You guys were getting high on the whipped cream, and I was over there like sexting a girl watching the movies. Like that was our night in the church. And I was telling her, she was like, "Oh my god, that's horrendous. That's horrible." I was like, "It was a good Halloween."
Yeah,
it was a good Halloween. We had some good Halloweens. Well, listen, it's time for us to go. You got to do your homework, and I have to go post this. Basically, I got to post this. Yeah, tomorrow's the show. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
What show?
This show we're doing right now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like you're gonna go like work at the front of a restaurant. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, I didn't say I got to go be a hostess. I'm not throwing on my... No.
Host this.
I got to post this.
Oh, you got to post this.
Yeah.
Are my headphones on right? What the fuck?
Now you know you're retarded.
I got to post this. Yeah. So listen.
All right.
Peace and love. See you next time.